You got to do it like you win the playoffs. We're not. We're in the spoiler role because the Hawks don't want to lose to the 49ers for a number of reasons, but one of the main reasons is because the fact is they need that number one week of a bye in the first week because they don't want to be bothered with playing in the first week. Do you remember this time last year, they didn't want to be playing the first week, and especially as a wild card. Who did it to them? So therefore, it would be fitting that we do that to them again this year. They stink, they smell, I hate them, beat them. But the Niners vs. Hawks is a finale game for the 2020 49ers. Boo-hoo. The team will be looking to deal with their division rivals with more key players missing as per usual. And we're talking about from a roster that once was one of the most potent assemblies of talent in the NFL to start the season. It means nothing. They're not here, so they can't help. C.J. Beathard and George Kittle may be teaming up for the final time as far as both being Niners in the future. They'll at least be accompanied by hard-running Jeffrey Wilson Jr. and a few other offensive vets on a mission to take the Hawks out of the number one seed position race with Green Bay. We'll be taking those phone calls, of course, as we'd like to do before the last game this year, and recording your predictions for the outcome of this final Week 17 of 49er football. Man, it's crazy, isn't it? Roller coaster takes you up. Slide down, roll, boom, sitting there screaming and yelling. All of a sudden it stops. Get off, guys. Fam, I got to tell you, though, Sunday's game versus Hawks hinges on the injury report again and in this final week, as it has been the case all season long. 49ers that will be missing include Javon Kinlaw. He's got a knee thing going on. Kevin Gibbons, not injury-related. I wonder if it has anything to do with his child. Anyway, they're both ruled out. Also, Richard Sherman with that calf came back on him suddenly. Sherman, I want to just tell us the truth. Sherman is going to take care of his body now because he's going to be looking for another job in a few weeks. I don't know where he's going to find one. Everybody's going to be in the same cash strap situation. Sherman should be thinking about if I want to play it all next year, make a deal with the 49ers that they can afford. K'Wan Williams, Shin, he will not play along with linebacker Dre Greenlaw's not playing. So you got your two best Hawk killers not playing. This is really not good. Because, as I said, Tyler Lockett, he may as well not show up when the 49ers play as long as K'Wan Williams is in the game. And Dre Greenlaw, he loves playing against the Hawks. He has his best games against them. Neither one of them is going to be in this game. I don't even know who's going to be. Well, Greenlaw was a surprise addition to the 49ers inactives for Sunday anyway, after suffering that calf strain this week. The 49ers will now rely on Azeez Al-Shar. Demetrius Flanagan-Foles, to step up in Dre's absence. I like Al-Shar. He needs more polishing. I've seen him do some things that I questioned. We'll see. Timor, an ankle, Eman Mosley, hamstring, Mark Nzacha illness, they're all questionable for the weekend game, even though the 49ers restored quarterback Josh Johnson to the team's practice squad from the practice squad COVID-19 list. But recently signed quarterback Josh Johnson is likely to back up C.J. Beathard for this final game on Sunday, which, of course, begs the question, does he know what he's doing? But the Niners will assess the number of vacancies on the game day roster before making a decision on Johnson's availability for this Week 17 game. Fam, from just now knowing how the 49ers lineup is going to look Sunday versus the Hawks team, that has a few, if any, of their top personnel missing. What level of a chance do you think the Niners have in this game? That's what this is about tonight. We make predictions on every Friday before the game. That's what we do. Friday or Saturday before the game, whatever. And today, like last week, you can be bold and give a score prediction if you like, or it's a W or a versus L and give an explanation is what I'm going to do. Because, fam, I refuse. All the people want to help. You're delusional. Well, say it. I don't give a rat's butt. But I'm not going to predict an L. I'll never predict an L for the 49ers anyway. Number one, the Hawks' offense is still not all that good, other than Russie falling back, passing the ball. That's what they do, you know. The Niners do pretty well against the run, so Russie could end up throwing even more than usual. I do have a feeling Robert Saleh is going to cause Hawks some problems, and largely due to the fact that Robert Saleh is auditioning for a job even as we speak. That what he did last week against holding down an offensive machine like the Cardinals have been in weeks prior to last week. Well, that spoke huge volumes for his chances to get attention around the NFL. But I do worry about Dre and even more so about K'Wan missing, because that means, as I mentioned earlier, Tyler Lockett will be a part of the Hawks' offensive equation. And I was hoping that would not be the case, because if that is the case, now they've only got a couple of wide receivers they can hit. But even with a lot of players missing, CJ looks a lot better than expected, and he'll have his bro all the way back from school, George Kittle, out there. Also, call me crazy, fam, but I'm looking for a huge game from either Kendrick or Richie James. And Richie James needs to do something special this week anyway. The Hawks are just okay in their secondary as of late due to an improved pass rush. Whether that, I think Shanahan would try to exploit that, though, even though they're looking better. They still got those same guys. That personnel is still the same. They do have the golden boy, Adams, back out there. But I suspect whether that be running a lot of plays, allowing CJ to get the ball out of his hands quickly or not, I don't know what Kyle's going to do here. But that is still the Hawks' weakest link if you're going to hurt them. Seattle does a good job versus the run, and it's going to be interesting to see just how Kyle's going to approach this game. You can be sure the guys will be playing loose this weekend as they were last week, and that was a game I didn't expect to see. Okay, so a team that's hanging loose, the 49ers are going to be hanging. And in the combination of hanging loose and wanting to sustain a job or audition for others to see them, it's a very strong force. The 49ers could be really hell tomorrow from people like, want to make this team, Alshar and some of the other guys. So we'll see. I'm not, W. Yeah, damn right, a W. Mr. Block Eyes, go 49ers. It's scouting time. Playing good regardless. Damn right that is the case. Thank you, Mr. Block Eyes. Good to see you. So, William Roberts, may all Niner faithful be blessed with happiness in 2021. Happy New Year. Yes. Because I'm definitely ducking COVID. I didn't do anything. I just, hung around the house and got a little crazy, but that's it. Feel a little sleepy, though, from hanging around the house too late doing that, but DJ Malone said, hey, Rob, how's it going, Rob? Well, what I mean by a hybrid quarterback a few days ago was 50% scrambler, 50% pocket passer. On another note, Shane Day has to be fired, and Jeff Garcia should be our QB coach. That would be nice, though, wouldn't it? You know what? Actually, for Kyle, he wants a thrower, though. The guy needs to be 75% thrower, 25% scrambler. That's probably enough in Kyle's system anyway. I mean, I'm assuming that's what Kyle's going to want, because Kyle he wants accuracy. He wants your ability to focus and concentrate on the downfield activity, because that's why he trains those wide receivers to do what they do. If you're running around, if he thinks it's in your head that you're gonna move out as soon as pressure comes, he's not going to want you to do that. From what my observations of Kyle Shanahan, I can see he wants a guy that is like C.J. Beathard in a way, but is a little better. Peter Gorman said, I think Legend Shanahan think outside the box and draft the Alabama wide receiver. Alabama's wide receiver in the first round? Is he good? So I got to check out. I know the Alabama center might be on their list of people. After I sing, say, Happy New Year, fam. Hopefully next year we'll be healthy next year. Yes, everybody is praying for health. That's all we needed this year was health. That's all we needed. Couldn't get it. NorCal Refrigeration and HVAC, Niners 21, C-Pud 17. I love it. Let me go to the phone right now and say hello to Jesus. Hey, Jesus, come on, man. Yo, Happy New Year.
Yo, Happy New Year, man. I haven't talked to you since last year, my guy.
I know, right? We get to say that for days.
Right. It's only relevant this week.
I know, right? You know, it's just man, we got our guys coming up. You know what I mean? So you know, I really hate it that we're disadvantaged this year. If we were at full strength, they would not have a prayer. But we got to play them like we are. Jesus, what do you see for our chances here?
Man, real quick, man. I got to do my shout-outs real quick, man.
All right, go ahead.
I like to give a shout-out to my boy Tommy H., my boy Avatar Sub, my boy Chad Garrison, my boy, all my boys in the chat one time. I'd like to give a shout-out to Joseph Smiley's mom, Eddie Ramirez. Eddie Ramirez's mom. I like to give a shout out to all them bums.
Especially Eddie's mom. God.
And I like to give a shout out to Seahawks Rain's mom too, because he doesn't know He doesn't know the name of the fullback that played in the Super Bowl against the Steelers.
Clowns, come over here. You guys have to expect to get abuse. Leave. But go ahead, Jesus.
Shit.
Get on this game.
Man, you know what, man? I hope that the Niners beat the Seahawks ass, man.
I do
on
too.
Sunday. So just, you know what I'm saying? So
we beat them in a broken down condition. That would be hilarious.
Here.
Oh God, yes.
You know
they wouldn't be. Hey, Jesus, they won't be here.
Oh yeah, he finna say, the Seahawks still going to playoffs.
That's all they can say. They say that. Well, I must say, they say that every year. They don't go anywhere, but they do go to the playoffs. I have to give them credit for that. They do go to the playoffs a lot. They don't get anything done, but they still show up. Hey, guys, we're here. All right, let's get the Hawks out of here and let's get serious. That's what they say in the playoffs.
Right. Bro.
Oh, God.
Bro, all I got to say, man, I hope we're able to bring back some of the key players from our team, I hope that we're able to I hope we're able to keep Sherman and put him as free safety. I know a lot of people are going to be triggered. I really want to see Trent Williams stay on the offensive line. Mike McGlinchey.
He's priority one.
Mike McGlinchey, his days are looking just almost about over. I don't mind having him as right guard, man. You know what I'm saying?
But you heard what Kyle Shanahan said. Mike McGlinchey, he even went and told Mike, don't, in as much words as he gave him, it pretty much boiled down to, look, don't worry, Mike. Just, let's get better, please. So he still thinks Mike McGlinchey is his guy. And Mike McGlinchey, though, the funniest thing I would say is watching Mike McGlinchey crying on those press conferences, I had to laugh. I couldn't even be mad at him after he started crying about I don't think it's my weight. I may be 5 pounds lighter than I was last year, but whatever they want me to do this offseason, I'll do. If they want me to gain weight, I'm going to gain weight. He said, Mike, but I know I'm not. I know there's some things I can improve on. I get it, Well, Mike, if you know all these things, Jesus Christ, why don't you do something about it?
He finna gain weight like Joseph Smiley's mom or what?
Yeah.
Oh shit, Joseph Smiley. He's a straight up bum, bro. Delusional, man.
Everything he says. He's like, what about fourth grader? He dropped out of school in the fourth grade. That's the only word he learned before he left. But
fuck, he made it to fourth grade?
Well, I think he can spell a little bit, so somebody said something to me. Was that Hardman, I think? No, I didn't forget about DK Metcalf. I do know, though, that I like what they did with DK as far as, this week, it was, I'm worried. Jesus, I think they're going to put, the way Beretta's talking, he's going to deal with DK. I don't like that idea at all. But I am worried, of course, that Timor might not be playing.
Bro. You have to have fucking double coverage on DK Metcalf. The man, he's a beast. He's a beast. I'm not gonna sit here and trash the Seahawks team because they're a good team. Russell Wilson, he makes plays on his feet. The luckiest man alive. Russell Wilson. DK Metcalf. He's a beast. He was gonna be our guy. That's the funny part.
I wanted him.
We were gonna draft him
before the draft. I definitely wanted him.
I wanted him too. You know, his stock only dropped because he got that neck injury.
And
You know,
he did a bad job in his cone drills. And they should stop making such a big deal about what goes on in the combine. They said his cone drills were just awful. Well, he's a big guy, so maybe he's not really coordinated. They've improved him, though. He runs routes better than he did last year, even. So, yeah, he's dangerous. He's going to, Jesus, he's going to run the ball across the middle of the field mostly all day because I noticed they're doing that more and more in the last couple of weeks. He may stretch out a couple of times during the course of this game, but I see him trying to cut up the middle of the field. We'll see.
Oh, most definitely. You know, he got exposed to us the week where our field goal kicker kicked wide right, super wide right, or wide left, whatever. You remember
he kicked it out into the parking
game?
lot. Yeah, down through the tunnel. And God, I don't know what that was about. Strange.
You know,
he got the game won. Just put it through the uprights.
Oh. Shit, I bet Joseph Smiley could have made that field goal kick.
No, Smiley couldn't have made it. Eddie Ramirez.
Smiley couldn't have made it.
Yeah,
Fuck, man.
But yeah.
This is why I love chopping it up with you, Ronbo. You're a real one, bro.
Hey, when it comes to tuning up them haters, man, I'm all over that. I'm the guy that you see shows no class on social media, Twitter, some of these other places where the haters get on my nerves. I'll spend an hour chewing that dude up. I will. I have no problem with that. They just piss me off to some level I can't even get to. God, got a lot of nerve.
Right.
But Jesus, what score you got for this game?
The score? Shit. I'm going to say that we win, and, I'm just... depending on how CJ Beathard plays.
Or L, either way.
W.
Okay.
W.
And give a quick reason.
It's overtime win. Overtime win. It's going to be our defense.
That would be so embarrassing for him. I'd love it. Hey, since we got to go. Hey, I'm going to see you game time. And we'll laugh and talk about this, especially if we win after the game. Otherwise, we'll start planning the 49ers' future. All right?
All right, brother. 6 and 10, 7 and 9 and down. I'm not tripping. Our season was done from
it was over
after the year.
Exactly.
Yeah. All right, brother. All right, brother. You have a blessed night. Thank you for having me on call, man.
Always a pleasure, Jesus. Night, fam. Hey, and this just in, Justin.
How's it going, man? How you doing?
Justin, Happy New Year, fam. It's going like it, expected. We're finishing up the season.
I want to wish you I want to wish everybody and Ronbo, you too, a Happy New Year. Now, let's make this the best year, all right? Let's make this the best year. It's been a terrible year.
We deserve it next year.
It's been a rotten apple year.
Yeah.
I think the worst year ever.
We got clowned. That's why we got to talk to these haters, Justin. We didn't have to talk to these people last year. It was all about the 49er family having a good time every week. Now we have to deal with the trolls, the ass wipes, the dips. We got to deal with these guys only because they're only trolling around like a bunch of vultures because we have falling on hard times. Well, you know what? I can't wait till next year.
Yeah, well, a year ago, this day, about 3 years ago, we fired Chip Kelly and the GM.
Yeah.
The one you do the best impression of, Mr. Jacksonville over there. That 3 years ago. So that happened 3 years ago on this day. So there's something to be looking forward to, man. There's something to smile about that we got rid of those guys, Trent Baalke over there, okay? And we've moved on. We ascended up to bigger things.
Still talking about me. I mean, really, do you still have to continue to pick? I've been gone for how many years? And you guys are still whining about my presence as a 49er GM. You should be grateful to me. Had I not done such a bad job, you wouldn't have got such great people now.
Man. And then as soon as when we win against Seattle, we go on to off season, and then the tough pill gets to swallow. Who are we gonna let go of? Who are we gonna say bye to? And I'm telling you right now, I'm okay with Richard Sherman leaving. You know why? Because I put my faith in my boy Akella. My boy Akella's been ready for this position. He's bounced back, man, and he's ready for that. So
he looks good out there.
I'm ready. Yeah. You put Keller with Verrett, and you put Mosley. If Quan leaves, you put Mosley in the nickel position. we're solid. We're solid.
Mostly.
You know,
I don't like him playing the nickel. We got to
I'm saying
Javante.
if Quan leaves, if we can get him back, then hell.
Yeah.
Boys stay on the nickel, but
yeah.
but
I got a feeling they're signing K1. Although I worry about K1, he's not that old. I don't know why he gets hurt so much.
I don't know.
He plays hard though. I mean, he plays really hard, and he makes tackles. He's really the quintessential dime. I mean, this dude is bad. Nickel guy. This guy's bad, but he is good. That's Tyler Lockett.
Oh yeah.
Also, what's the guy's name? Cooper Kupp. They hate him.
Yeah. Speaking of DK Metcalf, I remember the first game, Jimmy Ward and him had a little bit of scrap. I know they had some words last time. So, and DK tried bullying Jimmy Ward. Jimmy Ward responded with, "You're a rook. Calm yourself." So,
he probably did say that to him too. No, Metcalf's feeling himself. He's a Pro Bowler this year, and he's had a great year. He's a good football player. I wanted him when he first came out of the draft. I knew he was going to be good. I didn't know how good. This is pretty good, actually, more than what I thought. So,
well, yeah, the biggest thing I remember when we talked about DK was his route running. His route running was terrible, and that's the reason I was like, I don't know about him, but he proved me wrong. He's doing great. So
he's got good coaches.
That's and I think any player that comes out of the draft, they're not really ready until they come to the NFL, until they get like a few things done, like a few steps under them. That's why preseason is really important. Preseason is like really important, and this NFL season was terrible because the injuries, missed tackles, the preseason. The players didn't have a chance to practice, or get that, preseason work, and they saw it this year. It was for us. It was not so good. Missed tackles, miscommunications in offense. Offense wasn't really for this year. I feel like the offense was not clicking at all. Even though with Garoppolo, I feel like our offense was kind of lackluster. But the D-bill is like amazing, but like. Next year, we need to work on, getting that offense back in the rhythm.
Matthew Navarro pointed out, we got to stop saying next year. This year. It's 2021, fam.
Oh, yeah, this year.
Yeah. Thanks, Matt, for pointing that out. I don't know what I forgot. We already passed into 2021. We're here. Let's go.
I mean,
so we can make Eddie Morales I already
got a pre-draft already for players that I want already. And yes, I saw that center out of Alabama. I like him a lot, and I really do like him a lot. But I don't know if we're gonna get him. I don't know.
Justin, that kid in Oregon, I don't know how long he's gonna last. He ain't gonna drop to 15. But
is that where we're positioned right now? Is that where we're positioned?
We're 15 right now. What's his name? Oh, he's got a strange name. Anyway, the dude, I saw some tape. I know what people are talking about now. Good God. Get him, and those jerks that are talking about Jimmy Garoppolo, he'll have protection.
Yeah.
They will get
their
ass handed to him.
Well, the 49ers are known to draft players from Oregon, too.
Yeah.
The 49ers do love the Oregon players, too. Eric Armstead, DeForest Buckner, so Oregon is a good college for them to draft out of. Alabama, I'm not so sure. I haven't seen any. If I don't recall from my recollection, I think the last one was Reuben Foster.
Yeah, I know. We need a center. Really bad, though, because Garland, I don't know what's going on with Garland. He can't stay healthy anymore either.
I got dragged on Twitter for that. If you saw, I got dragged on Twitter for that. So I'm like, we need a center, and everybody started laughing. I'm like, we need a center. We don't need a quarterback right now. We need an old line. You could get the best quarterback in the world, like Joe Burrow and Cincinnati. You saw what happened.
Justin, here's your argument. Next time people start in on that in the first round, you got to trade up to get a quarterback that's better than Jimmy. Anything else is not as good as Jimmy or worse. So, you're going to trade up, and we don't have any money. We're going to lose people next year. They're the idiot.
Yeah.
You're not going to trade up and get one of those guys. You're going to get a wasteoid. You can get a quarterback in the second round or something like that, but he's going to be there to learn. Anyway,
yeah.
Justin.
And then what are you going to do? You're going to do like the Eagles position where they drafted Jalen Hurts and then make Garoppolo like, damn, they really want to get rid of me. And he doesn't do that so well. And then we go mad at him. and we get mad at him like, damn, what are you doing? And we're like, well,
it's okay to
get a quarterback in the second round.
Hey, but it's okay to get a quarterback to compete with Garoppolo. But right now, the needs on the 49ers list are numerous. So quarterback is not the priority one. Justin, give me a score because we're out of time. We're going to talk about this all season long anyway. What do you got for a score?
I'm saying it's going to be quick. It's going to be a close score. It's going to be we win by field goal. We win by field goal. I'm going to say Robbie Gold redeems himself. I think he got a lot of flack for last week. So I feel like Robbie's going to redeem himself.
He better. He just got a new contract, but he's not playing this week. You know what? I just realized.
Oh, geez.
Robbie's out.
Yeah, I forgot about that. Oh, yeah.
Signs a new contract, gets
that
on
new
COVID.
kicker. Oh, my
COVID?
God. Oh, yeah.
Anyway.
Sweet Lord.
Justin, what's your score?
Okay. All right. 23-20.
23-20
I'm
for
hoping.
Justin. All right.
I'm hoping that new kicker can squeeze one out for us.
Oh,
forgot about
God.
that.
I know. I forgot his name. It's kind of okay. Anyway, hey, Justin, Happy New Year, fam. I'm going to see a game day.
Happy New Year, everybody.
Thanks, fam.
Happy New Year, everybody. Wear your mask and stay safe and wash your hands.
Yeah. And Eddie, the only reason Kelsey broke Kittle's record is because Kittle wasn't here. You Hawks, you Birds and Chiefs, you guys take a lot of advantage of a team without their players, don't you? Oh, go ahead, milk it. You sorry sons of. You know what? You guys are pathetic. The only reason I wouldn't boast if you guys had lost all your players, the thing that make you look real small is to come in and tease. Yeah, you guys suck. My player's better than yours. We didn't have ours playing. So what are you comparing it to, idiots? Hey, Derek! Derek. All right, we'll go back to Derek. Steph! Oh. It's Dollar.
Hey, Ronbo, I'm here.
And who is that? It sounds like Derek. Okay. Derek,
yeah, it's me, Ronbo. You want to come back?
No, you're already here. Stay right here. All right.
Yeah, man, I was getting me a slice of cake from the kitchen, Ronbo. I had to.
I don't blame you. What kind of cake is it?
Funfetti, little sprinkles and all that stuff.
All right.
So, Ronbo, guys, we made it. This terrible year is over. We're in the new year.
Last year's terrible. Last year's over. Yeah.
Yeah, I was thinking, Ronbo. I was watching the game tonight, or earlier, Notre Dame versus Clemson. Or Notre Dame versus Alabama. Excuse me.
Yeah. As a
bloodbath. I don't know. Yeah, it was. But it's just I don't know how much faith you can put in those quarterbacks. Because they have so much power on both sides of the ball. How do you – it's almost scary to draft those guys, to be honest. I mean, Mac Jones out of Alabama.
Spoken like an intelligent man. You don't get all excited about what a quarterback does in college ranks. They all do that. The good ones, the good ones in college.
Yeah.
They come to the NFL, it's a whole nother situation. You think they're going to come in and adapt immediately? You're high. Go ahead.
Yeah, exactly. But that kid, I think it's Devontae Smith is the guy out of Alabama they're talking about. I think he's
wide
number
receiver?
one. Yeah, he's a monster, Ronbo. Absolute monster. He's very fast, good hands, breaks tackles. He's one of those guys. And their running back, Harris, I think that's his last name. He's really, really good too. So I mean, it's hard to watch a game like that when you know the other school doesn't have the power to keep up. But yeah.
Hey, wait a minute. Notre Dame's quarterback is who?
That's Ian Book. That's the kid I like.
Yeah,
I think he's not being talked about, man.
Yeah, how did he look in this?
He's very shifty.
How did he look in this game?
He had one touchdown. I think it was a run-in, or they had two touchdowns, one late and one in the end of the first quarter, and I think they scored in the fourth quarter. That was it. But they don't have any run, really. They can't run. I mean, the running back's decent, but up against Alabama and Clemson, it's just non-existent.
But here's the thing.
They're deep everywhere. So
Derek, here's what I'm talking about. That Bama defense pales in comparison to an NFL defense. This is why I would say when a guy looks awesome in his conference or something like that, you don't start deciding he's the next big thing. He hasn't seen any danger yet. Ian Book's probably a good quarterback, but he may need some time. As far as handing him to a Super Bowl ready team and say, here, kid, take it.
Exactly. That's why I think he would be good to sit behind Jim. He's very shifty. And with you put him with Raheem Mostert and these guys, he'll buy time for them to get open.
Get him a run game.
But I don't. Yeah, it's a long shot, Ronbo, just like it always is. It's kind of a crapshoot. That's why I want Jimmy to be our guy. You know, yes, he's hurt. Get him protection. Everybody's seen Mike McGlinchey this year, okay? So let's stop saying it was Jimmy.
We've seen too much of it.
He got 2 quarterbacks killed. 2. DJ still got to make it through Sunday. So
I'm scared for him.
Too soon.
Of course, your pass rush has gotten a little better in Seattle, so we'll see.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. And they have Adams. But it depends. I mean, Shanahan knows how to beat him. I have faith in him. Hopefully he'll scheme it up. We'll see screen passes and shovel passes and stuff like. I don't know though because we're missing Ayuk now. We already don't have Debo.
It's scary, isn't it, Derek? It's scary. Nobody's playing this week, and Kyle won't even let Kevin White or he won't let him play. I guess.
Yeah,
that crack Raff guy's going to be out there. Richie and Kendrick.
I think he's got. And then you got maybe they'll use Charlie Warner more. I don't know. He's a good blocker, so maybe we'll see more of him. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Maybe we'll see the 2 tight ends. Well, we got Eric Reed. I mean, not Eric Reed, but Jordan Reed. Yeah. So I don't know. I have no idea, Ronbo.
Well,
Trent Williams playing?
Yeah. No. Oh. Wait. No.
All right.
No.
Is he in? He's not out, I don't think.
I thought I saw.
I heard Kwan's out. Sherman's out.
You're right. I thought I heard something bad about Reed early in the week with his elbow. Okay, we'll see.
No, I think there was we'll see. I think it was Trent Williams, but I think he's playing. I think so. I hope so.
I bet you CJ does too.
Yeah, damn right. I bet he does, Ronbo. Well, he can move. So Kyle, let the kid run if he needs to run.
He's gonna have to, and it's not gonna be because of design plays. He's gonna be running for his life.
Hell no.
Dang.
Exactly.
Oh.
Like his hair's on fire. Yeah, Ronbo, give me. I mean, I would love to squeak out a win. It's probably gonna be a shootout. We did play Kyler very well last week, so we'll see.
We still got Salah.
Dre Greenlaw's out too, Ronbo.
I know.
That's
he loves playing against the Hawks too. K1's out. That bothers me. Those 2 guys love playing the Hawks. Why? Because they cause serious problems to that offense, and they're both out.
Give me 24-21 for a score, Ronbo.
All right.
I want to. I mean, it's gonna be close. I'm not gonna call anything ridiculous, but we need to think hard. I'm gonna keep preaching it, Ron. We need to think hard on the quarterback position.
Oh yeah.
For all the people that want Jimmy out, I mean, you can't just bring anybody in. So.
Yeah, you got it. And the trades for guys like Matt Stafford. Stafford will also first have to say, "I want out." That's not a drop off in price. Ronbo,
no, but it's kind of lateral because people keep talking about Matt. He gets hurt too.
He's hurt now.
He gets hurt almost every year.
This is why I call Jimmy hate is blind. You just hate Jimmy just to be hating him. And then you look at the options and alternatives. They're either more expensive. They're coming out of school. This is a super ready team, Derek. They don't. Trent Williams does not want to see a rebuild situation taking place next year. George Kittle, he's the one who walks around with Jimmy's picture on his shirt. You already know how Mostert feels about him. I mean, these guys want Jimmy.
People are like, one thing I've heard, Ronbo, I don't know how long I got, but people have been saying that Jimmy and everybody in the locker room saying it because that's what you say when somebody's on your team. You don't bad talk them. But I think it's all genuine. That's just the way our players are. Yeah. Like, well, Kittle's just saying that because, he's his teammate. Dude, that is. No.
George Kittle's not that kind of guy. If
he has something about Weston and those guys.
Yeah, he's not.
Talking about saving money. D Ford and Weston Richburg didn't play at all this year.
There's where you can save a lot of money. And neither one of them are going to play again anyway. You know what, Dad? Exactly. I doubt either one of them plays another snap in anywhere.
I
don't
in the league. Think so, Ronbo.
Yeah, that's crippling injuries.
Nope. So. Ronbo, Happy New Year. Keep this red and gold train rolling. And,
you know me.
Let's start talking about O-lineman people and edge rushers coming out.
All right? Cornerback. And we're going to need a big cornerback next year, too, to deal with D-Hop and help Barrett out. D-Hop and and Mr. You-Know-Who over in Seattle.
Yep.
My guy, DK.
Yep.
All right, fam.
We're going to see, Ronbo.
Yeah,
All right,
we
now.
are. All right, Derek. Happy New
Have a
Year,
good
fam.
night.
Have a good night.
Happy New Year.
Thanks. And now, bring in Dollar Bill Will.
Ronbo, what's going on, man?
Oh, Happy New Year, fam. 2021 is here. And maybe now the world and the football team and everything else that we used to appreciate can get back to something we remember as being pleasant. My God. And then we can get people like Eddie Moraes the hell up off this chat. Him and his brother Joseph Smiley. Will, let me not get started on them people. They're not worth our time. Go ahead, Will.
Okay. Well, Happy New Year's, man. I'm so glad 2020 is out of the way. It's been a very, very crazy year, I should say,
to say the
with
least.
the COVID and all the injuries and stuff like that to our team. So I'm glad it's out the way. 2021 is here. So I'm just ready to get this Seattle game over with so we can get to the off season.
Yeah.
All our players is out. Most of our starters is out this game. To be honest, I just believe that Kyle is just looking at the depth pieces this game coming up. Whether they win or lose, I believe they just
just see how good they perform. Yeah, the guys out there. Yeah.
Yeah, just to see who they can bring back, who's talented enough to come back. So I believe that's what they're doing. But man, this off season, man, I think we should that offensive line does need to be addressed. To be honest with you, Ronbo, I really think that Kyle and John is keeping Jimmy. But we do need to bring in a quarterback to light the fire under him because
I'm pretty sure
Jimmy's not worth. Jimmy is not worth the.
They almost
Jimmy
have
is
to.
not worth paid because Jimmy's always hurt, and he's still a project. To be honest with you, Jimmy is still a project. He has to work on his deep ball. He's gonna have to work on throwing the ball out of bounds when he can't find nobody. That's something that he's lacking, and he got to perfect it. So I think Kyle and John's gonna keep Jimmy for next year, but he better take it up another level or he's out of here. That's just how I feel about it. Offensive line, I do think we need. I would keep Bronsko at right guard because Bronsko is 2-0 against the best defensive tackle in the league.
And you're right. And Will, on that, no matter what, if they get another guard or what, Brunskill plays when we play Aaron Donald. I don't want him throwing kisses up in the stands after he drops the quarterback. The guy that, man, but Brunskill ends all that.
So I would keep Brunskill there. If he can be if he can handle Aaron Donald, I'm pretty sure
he can handle anybody.
Any defensive tackle in the league. But center needs to be addressed. I think we should get a center or a right tackle to come in to make McGlinchey work harder because right now McGlinchey's ass. You can put it down by DBs and all this other stuff. That don't make no sense. That's just sad.
I love when he explains what his problem is, though. He had me laughing so hard the other day. And when he sits down in the press conferences, Will, you could see on his face, how you doing today? He's ready. He knows he's getting ready to get hit up. If I was him, and he said, all right, Mike, you're in the presser today. Why? Oh, I don't want to talk to those people. Mike, you're obligated. You got to go do it. They be beating this. Oh, they beat him up. Ooh, God.
Yeah. So that needs to be addressed, man. And if Alex Mack is available in free agency, I think Kyle.
Oh.
So he
promise you he'll go after him in a heartbeat. He will if he's available.
Yeah. So yeah, that's how we should do it, man. I also think we need to bring in another wide receiver, man. Someone that can complement Debo and IU. If we can get three playmaking wide receivers, man, I think that would help Jimmy. Bring in 4 wide receivers. You'll have him and Debo and IU.
Did you see the kid at Bama?
Yeah.
Did you watch Bama versus Notre Dame? Who's this kid? Somebody just mentioned the wide receiver in Bama's a bad boy.
Oh, Devontae Smith, yeah, man, that dude a baller, man. He's a baller, man. Great hands, run great routes, has good speed, man. He's good, no doubt about it. He's
One
good.
thing Bama
He's
has is wide receivers, ain't they? Who is the coach over there? My God,
Nick
every
Saban.
year.
That's Nick Saban. He coached in the he coached in the NFL too several years ago, and then he went back to college to coach.
Yeah, I remember
Alabama.
that. But I thought he might have had a guy, he's working for him over at Bama to teach those guys those routes. Because every year, look, go back to Ridley, some of these other guys, boy, they're some bad boys when it comes to running routes.
Yeah, man. But yeah, man, I think that will help the offense as well. And defense side of the ball, man, if Sherm comes back, I mean, we appreciate his services and whatnot, But I'm just loving Jason Verrett right now. Jason Verrett is the perfect piece to this defense that we got, and plus Tony Oden, our defensive back coach. He's a man-to-man guy, and Jason Verrett you need him. You need to go ahead and lock him up. The man shut D-Hop down. I'm pretty sure you can lock up the other wide receiver. You gotta lock him down. Weatherspoon, I'm hearing people in here trying to give his man credit just because he had one good game coming back. Hey man, he's gonna let you down again. Weatherspoon is like an abusive husband. He'll beat on you, make you feel bad, and come back and tell you that he's sorry, and he turn around and beat you, make you feel bad again. He's nuts, man. He needs to go. Maybe he can get a better career somewhere else, but not here. I'm not trusting him. Just because he had one good game doesn't mean that y'all have to start praising him again. That ain't it, man. He's not consistent. He's here and there. He's not consistent every game. So
I got some more bad news for you on that same subject. Did you hear Robert Saleh talk about Dante Johnson the other day? He was serious, too. Well, you know what, though? If Saleh leaves, maybe he'll bring Dante with him. So that's okay.
I don't care. He ain't nothing to me no way. Dante Johnson can take his ass somewhere, too. He ain't nothing. Him and Weatherspoon ain't nothing. I want them off the team. I'm tired of Dante Smith leaving and coming back, leaving and coming back. We don't need you, man. You need to go.
He'll retire, going back and forth to the 49ers middle of the season, because we always somehow end up calling Dante. I think he's on Saleh's speed dial, because he shows up as soon as something goes wrong. Here comes Dante.
Yeah, man, but that's nutshell.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, this upcoming season, I think Kyle and John's gonna hit in free agency. They're gonna hit in the draft. They get better with it every year. So we still gonna have a dominant team. Hopefully this season coming up, we'll be healthy. We'll have Bosa back. Hopefully, Kyle and John are hit, on another edge rusher, to start out with Bosa, when the game starts, and we can have, that still not lose that pass rush that we have.
I know, got to get that back. And that way, Kinlaw will be more effective, because now you got to make that quarterback step up the middle, because otherwise that pressure coming the outside. All these things work together. That's why when people say, this guy's bad, no, they're just, things aren't clicking together as they should be. We're going to run out of time, though. Give me a score on this game, though.
I'm gonna say 23-20. I think we may squeak it out. I mean, one thing about this 49er team, you got to admit that no matter who's out, who's in or who's out, they're gonna play hard, and they're gonna compete with every team. So that's the culture that we have in San Francisco. Kyle got these guys, feeling like no matter what is against us, we're gonna go ahead and give it all. And that's the kind of coach you need, and that's the kind of team you need. So I think we'll squeak it out, man. But 23-20. Shout out to you, Ronbo, man. Shout out to my TNT fam, Trey, Big Show, Russo, all them guys, Sheik, Denise. Shout out to the Ronbo Sports Fan Club, Rico, Jesse Joe, through all guys, man. Super Bowl 56. It'll be the San Francisco 49ers versus to be announced. F the Rams. Yeah, even if y'all go to the playoffs, y'all defense is not strong enough. Y'all gonna get kicked out early. Seattle Seahawks, y'all don't have a good defense. Y'all gonna get kicked out early. So I think the Saints,
brutal.
I think the Saints, the Packers, and the Bucs is gonna go far in the playoffs. But the Rams and the Saints, y'all don't have a good defense, so y'all gonna get kicked out early. And I'm a laugh it happen. And the Rams are broke. All right, Ronbo.
Will, I see you game day. Don't let us win this game, boy. It's going to be an all-night party, boy. Seahawks came in there with thinking it's going to 49ers ain't got nobody. We can just win this game. Yeah, you can get your butt beat, too. All right, fam. I'll see you in a couple days.
All right, man.
I will. That must be a Hawks fan in there. You guys are 0-2 since the Seahawks stepped into the NFC West. Here's the thing. I'm not getting a kick. Why would you say anything if you're a Seahawks fan, talk about the 49ers record in the Super Bowl? They're 1-2, but yet being one game better gives them license to speak. Hey, Tony.
Aloha, Ronbo. Happy New Year. How you doing?
Aloha, Tony. Happy New Year. I bet you. Oh, no, you guys have to still social distancing and everything, too. I mean, was it a good celebration in Hawaii? I mean, you guys got a little more air.
Well, we had a big after Christmas, we actually had a big uptick in COVID cases. We had 249 new cases reported today. So nowhere is immune. People still got to be vigilant. I mean, it's better here than on the continental United States for sure. But we're still wearing masks, and the smart people are still social distancing. But it's not as bad as California, thankfully.
Oh,
but
California is no place worse. God. But no luau's or anything like that? Oh, God. Those of us who've never attended those, our mouth waters looking at that crispy skinned pig coming up out of the ground. Oh, my God. All the people dancing around and having a good time. This is what I mean about COVID. It just ruined life as we know and love. But Tony, let's not get into depression. Go ahead.
Indeed. No. The big dish here for New Year's is sashimi. So there was a lot of tuna in smaller gatherings and things like that going around. So that happened.
Don't get me started on sashimi.
Man, like we should talk about the 49ers.
Yes, and we can talk about sashimi too because later I hold records. I have been to Tokyo, and it was funny because I was sitting next to a guy. You know, the conveyor belt stuff. I was sitting next to a guy. We were piling plates up. They kept going up so high, we couldn't see each other after a while. But neither one of us would give up. I finally beat him. Oh, God, I could do some sashimi. Woo! Okay, let's get back to the real world.
It's all good, Ronbo. Happy New Year, sir.
I love bragging about that.
Well, I tell you, I've been thinking a lot about this weekend. I don't want to be too depressing. I'm just looking at the schedule in terms of what games are happening and when tomorrow. The only way I can see the 49ers winning tomorrow is if by some chance the Green Bay and New Orleans both lose. But
and
unfortunately, they're playing at the same time. Yeah. So we're not going to know, and all the teams are going to have something to play for. So. Seattle is going to be bringing their best stuff no matter what, and we're going to be having Justin School play left tackle against Carlos Dunlap. I was think
right.
That
Trent's out, isn't he?
Yeah.
Yes. Oh.
Yeah. Yes. Williams is out. So you know what? Last week I was talking a big game about maybe let's see Jimmy play, but if Williams isn't out there to guard Jimmy's blind side, he shouldn't play. So that's not what's going to happen anyway. So I got to be honest. I don't think the Seahawks are going to need to bring Adams on any blitzes. I think Dunlap is going to be able to beat School by himself. Yeah, That being said,
that's so sad.
I know. That being said, though, I think it's going to be a closer game than a lot of people I think are going to be predicting, and Vegas is going to be predicting, simply because Robert Saleh is going to give it his best effort in his final game as the defensive coordinator for the San Francisco 49ers and go earn him his head coaching position wherever he's going to go.
You know what kind of feather that will put in his cap? You're so right. Yes.
Yeah. Well, if he can shut down DK Metcalf the same way that he let Jason Verrett shut down DeAndre Hopkins last week, that would be really, really something. So I don't know how he's going to do it, but he's the chess master for a reason, and so I'm excited to see what he does. Although, with no Dre Greenlaw and no K1, he has his work cut out for him. So, but I think he'll think of something. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, he's going to really have to use the Queen's Gambit move on this game. Woo, God.
For sure.
Oh.
For sure. Yeah, I don't know though. You know, it's been a disappointing season just because of all the injuries and everything. And you know, that's the thing that really gets me. I was looking at the schedule just to see, you know, maybe the Hawks won't need to play hard and we can have a like a fun game. But you know, if this was an injury-free season for us, this game would almost certainly be flexed into Sunday Night Football because
absolutely.
Because right now, what do they got? Like the Eagles and the Giants, or the Eagles and the Redskins, or the football team, I should say.
I think so.
I think yeah,
I think you're right.
It's the stinker of a Sunday night game, you know.
I mean,
but
to NFC East teams. Oh my, poor guys.
Right?
I mean, poor networks.
Right. Happy New Year to NBC, everybody. But no, but yeah, I don't know though. I'm you know, I will say this though. It's been a fun year to be in the conversation with the 49ers because of the platform that you have been providing all of us fans, you know, on YouTube and beyond. And so it's really brought in a lot of joy to this very socially distant year, feeling to be part of the conversation. And I just wanted to say thank you very much, Ronbo, for allowing us to just talk 49ers a few times a week and get our frustrations out in this particularly frustrating year. So, you know, kudos and my hat's off to you, sir.
Thanks, fam. It's been a pure pleasure. I really appreciate that, Tony. Thanks so much. It's been fun. It'll be better, too.
Yeah, it's going to get better. And you know why? It's because Jimmy G, I think, is going to be the starting quarterback next season. I do think we are going to draft another quarterback, although not in the first round. And I think we should be drafting a quarterback every single year. It's what Bill Walsh used to do.
Bill Belichick
every year.
Yeah.
Yep. Just keep on developing that position because best case scenario, you have two starting quarterbacks, and all of a sudden you can trade that extra quarterback for an extra first-round draft pick if the prospect is good enough. You know, so Jimmy G should come back. We're going to re-sign Trent Williams. We got the running backs. We're going to have this array of weapons that's going to come back next season, including, I think, Jalen Hurd. And the offense this year is going to lead the way starting in the fall. And I cannot wait to see full OTAs, full training camp, all that sort of stuff, so everyone gets all in sync. None of this no playing until late August stuff that got the team so discombobulated and hurt to begin with. So kiss this 2020 season goodbye, you know? So that's what I got to say.
And then don't kiss it. Give it the boots. Tony, so your score is going to be – did you give us a score or did you just say you painted the scenario? Did you have a final on that?
Yeah, okay. I'm going to say it's going to be 21-14 Seattle. That's what I think. It's a one-score game.
Tony's being realistic, 21-14. And, you know, the thing is, things could get out of hand early because we're undermanned as far as the defense goes with some very seriously needed guys. Fred Warner cannot do it by himself. Jason Verrett, they cannot do it by themselves. But, Tony, we saw a couple of linemen last week. Was that Barrett? And what's the other guy's name? Those guys made they had a little impact in that game. I mean, Kyler Murray is laying around. Yeah.
Well, the thing with Kyler Murray and a few of the YouTube sportscasters I was watching this week were highlighting this, but they were blitzing K1 and forcing Kyler to move to his left.
And that's right.
If they proactively blitz in that same way with whomever is going to be backing up K1 out of that position, I guess Marcel Harris might be the guy that they have come on the blitzes now, and get Russell Wilson throwing or get him running before he can throw the ball, just to do anything to impair his accuracy. I think, you know, that's step one for how to engineer some sort of victory is get this game to a point where Russell Wilson is throwing off schedule. Right, you know, he's still all-world Russell Wilson, but if whatever we can do to affect the way that he throws, that is step one for how to beat him. Now, the defensive line played real good last week, and I will say I'm not particularly overly impressed by that Seattle running attack, and I think that even without our stud defensive lineman in there, we're going to be able to shut down the run pretty effectively as we have all season. And the real thing is going to be forcing Russ to throw off schedule and then figuring out a way to get in the way of DK Metcalf. And I know Saleh talked about it a little bit this week, but instead of trying to tackle him up high, trying to tackle him from his hips down, and we'll see if that is possible. But he is just such a physical. He's always the one that worries me. He's always the one because
with good reason.
That's much better of an athlete,
Yeah. So that's the assignment. And Russ is going to be going to him every chance he gets. So with the 49ers, we're going to close those lanes. We'll see how well they do. I mean, Saleh his brilliance in putting players in position to succeed is actually eclipsed even what I thought of him, and I thought a lot of him, Tony. So we're going to see.
Yeah.
Right.
And that's looking back at that first Seattle game too, it was a close game. Obviously, we had the Wildcat play that we don't need to talk about again. But DK Metcalf just when he took off, like he caught a little short pass from Russell, and then he just took it all the way just with his pure speed. And it was just like
athleticism.
Yeah. That was like, oh my God. Yeah.
That's why we'll see what happens. The plan's got to be different this time. The 49ers have studied that film. This is the best thing about playing a team more than once a year. Tony, good stuff. We'll see you game day, all right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Take care of yourself, Ronbo. Thanks again.
Too fair. Happy New Year, Tony. Right. Night.
Aloha. Bye.
Aloha. My main ohana. Hey, Bobo, thanks. Bobo says 49ers 31, Seahawks 17. Well, can you imagine? Bobo, I love it. Because after we beat them up for 4 quarters, we're going to wish them luck in the playoffs and hope they don't make another early round exit. Hey, Bobo, you took a page out of my sarcasm book. I love it. Beat them up and say, good luck, Hawks, and go in there and try to do better than you did the last 5 years. Hey, Justin says, well, you obviously haven't watched Akello grow. I'll take my chances and stick with my boy Witherspoon. Sacktown represent all the way. Yeah. IB. Man, I haven't said this name in a long time. Hello.
Ronbo. Mic check. How we sounding tonight?
You sounding awesome, fam. How you been doing? Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. First, I want to say happy birthday to my son, my little man, Dada.
Hey,
and
Dada!
Happy New Year to all the faithful. Yeah.
Oh, January 1st
man, everything's been good, though.
Man, how you go? That's perfect timing. You must have been ecstatic.
Man.
New Year's celebration. And IB saying hi to a new baby boy. Should we sing the Dada right now? We should sing the Dada. You ready? Dada, I know you ready. Happy, one of the first babies of the year to Dada! Yeah! Happy Niners birthday, Dada! Happy Niners! Birthday, Dada! Hey, he's a 49er fan, right?
Man.
He's a 49er fan,
you
right?
know it. You
Yeah.
know it. Oh yeah.
Because we got some guys call in and they be talking about how their son is a Rams fan. That's Beham. Beham's son's a Rams fan. I couldn't believe it. Walking around the house with a Rams fan as my child. Boy.
Now my son wanted to be on the show. He wanted to talk to Ronbo. He didn't know how to read or write, and he was trying to text in the group chat, man. I had to tell him, put the phone down, man. What are you doing, man?
How old is he? Because we got to look forward to that. Can he get him on the phone next year?
Yeah, he just turned 8 today.
Oh, he's ready. He's ready. We had some people.
Yeah.
A few words. What's his name? His son gets in and says rehearsed lines. So people love it.
Oh yeah, no, DeMarco, he'll get on, man. He'll do his thing, man. He ain't got no strings attached, bro. Trust me.
All right. Well, I mean, man, let's hear what you're feeling about tomorrow's game. Give us a real quick. We probably haven't got time for you to run down upon the weeks we've missed you as far as this season went and everything.
Right.
We can talk about that later, but give me some.
Right. Man, tomorrow, man, I haven't called this year, man, just because I've been watching like a coach, man, trying to figure out what's going on. Yeah. Everything was out of place. We had our ups and downs with everybody, and due to this pandemic, I think it really took a toll on our team. As you can see, they moved us out of San Fran, out the Bay. You know what I'm saying?
Threw us out, fam. Threw us out. Called him while he was on the plane.
Yeah.
Y'all don't
after the
get
game.
Ready to leave. Yeah.
Yeah. It's so I think one thing I've always said, and I want to say, man, I think we got to give C.J. Beathard a little bit more respect than what we've had in the past. Only because we don't know what that man was going through. C.J. just another dude like you and I, whose grandfather was famous, and he was dealing. His family was. We don't know. He could have been playing with whatever caused his brother's death at that time. So all of that could have been playing on his head. You know what I'm saying?
He's had a terrible time.
And I think
terrible time.
Yeah.
Especially if you lose a relative in that fashion. Murder. Oh my!
He wasn't a terrible quarterback. He did. I don't think it was fair for a rookie, like we're saying now, to get in the system and try to take control of the team. No. It was an unfair position for him.
Hoyer messed up,
but
he was supposed to train CJ. See, that was, man. Yeah, he came in too soon.
Well, I think he had his sights set too high. Some of these veteran quarterbacks, these players, these NFL players love Kyle Shanahan. They love his system. They love his father. So they adore everything about being a part of that. You know what I'm saying? And I think sometimes it doesn't work out, like Hoyer, for instance. But I think from what I've always seen about CJ in comparison to Nick is when excuse my mouth, but when shit hit the fan, CJ can at least run out the pocket. You know what I'm saying? I've never seen Nick run out the pocket successfully. I mean, he ran bootlegs last week. That excited me a lot because now we can finally see movement in Kyle's system. You know what I'm saying? That's what we're looking for. We need a little bit of lateral movement.
Yeah, it was always there. And this is why when I see Jimmy and Nick standing in the pocket, I said, Kyle, dial up play action. Even if you have to have the run action. Well, a lot of times the run game is working. Why don't you dial up the play action now? Bootleg, do something when that pass rush is working like that.
Somewhere down the line, Jimmy just wasn't healthy. And I think, we probably should have shut him down earlier. Yeah, we should have shut him down earlier. I think what CJ had went to prior to last season kind of weighed a toll not only on him but on the whole team, and especially Kyle, knowing that he put him in an unfair position the first time. So I don't think Kyle was ready to put him under helm anyways. You know what I'm saying? And I think we all thought that Nick was the guy because he had three. How many 300-yard games in 2018?
He's equals some records actually.
Yeah. He had great stats. So we all thought theoretically he was going to be at least a counterpart to Jimmy. But what I've always noticed about the kid is he panics as well and he can't get away from the pressure. What I also noticed about CJ is last week CJ looked at 3 options before he got rid of that ball sometimes. And that's a tremendous sign of progression in our system that we're looking for.
And did you notice something else? Ivy, did you notice CJ seemed to drop back far enough for the offensive line to help him? Did you see that? I saw that. I said, why don't they all do that? That gives them a little adequate time. Offensive line's got more room to battle. You're right.
I mean, if we bring Jimmy back, I'm hoping this is why we shut him down, so we can bring back a healthy Jimmy, the same Jimmy that can
manipulate the pocket,
recreate on his own. Exactly. I mean, because we've seen Jimmy when he's successful, he runs. He's a scrambling quarterback. He may not be the fastest, but he's not going to be a sit and duck. And when he's not right, he's
he knew how to avoid pressure. And sometimes Jimmy would do that without looking. He'd feel them coming, and he'd move out. Nobody remembers that.
He used to be a running back.
He doesn't move.
He used to be a running back in high school. Yeah.
He's a linebacker, wasn't he? This would make me laugh.
No,
everybody plays both ways in high school.
Right, right. But he has those natural instincts, and you can just tell. I mean, as a quarterback, you want that. You don't want a quarterback that's just going to go by the book, go by the system. And unfortunately, I truly believe that's who Nick Mullins is. I think CJ is going to put his heart out there next week. Unfortunately, the offensive line may not be there for the kid again, and people are going to talk their shit. But, it is what it is. I can't wait till this season expires and we can finally see what's going on, man.
Yeah, we're going to find out. What's really going to be fun is to watch the front office and what they're going to do. Because, everybody's spotlighting three people: Jimmy, D. Ford, and Weston Richburg.
Yeah,
those are the biggest contracts, and everybody's saying we're going to get rid of all of them. Yeah, you got some analysts and reporters. We're going to get rid of those three, and that's going to provide for us to sign the rest of the roster. Oh, that's great. So we got the rest of the roster and no quarterback. That makes sense. So what is the point?
I mean, out of those three, Jimmy is the only one that you take under true consideration because he's the one that truly held your team down. The other two, Richburg, we all give him a shout out here and there, but we didn't see him not one time this year. We didn't see Ben Garland this year neither. And it's unfortunate, because we're going to lose some pieces that got us to the Super Bowl, that held us down since 2017. But, we can't look back, man. We got to look forward. I mean, how many of us can truly say, I'm one of the guys who was praying that Verrett was going to have a great season. And luckily, he did.
That was a Pro Bowl. They
had a great.
That's a Pro Bowl season.
I think he was snubbed. He was snubbed. Yeah. He was snubbed, definitely. I would have asked for him to be in there other than Trent Williams, but you gotta give hats off to Trent Williams. The guy didn't play football at all last year neither, and to just step in, is tremendous, man. So
he only allowed.
I got high hopes for next year.
Yeah. So
he had his moments. Trust me, he had his moments.
I seen him get beat. But I seen him beat. I forgot which game it was. But he got beat.
He got bullied. He got bullied. He got bullied. He got beat. He got embarrassed, but he never quit, man. So hats off to him. Hats off to a lot of guys, man. I want to see guys like Dwelly come back, but I'm very excited to see Jordan Reed.
Yeah.
I mean, he's a true player. I'd rather have him than Nazalcha. You know what I'm saying? To be honest with you, if we're gonna fill up roster spots. But I'm very excited to see the potential of Jordan Reed and Kittles, man. I mean, even this week, if we can have those two guys on the field and somehow give Beathard at least 2.5, 2.8 seconds, shit, we might knock these guys out the park, bro. I'm telling you.
Thing. That happens. I mean, we're gonna have to roll. You got a prediction for tomorrow's game or Sunday's game?
I'm just going to give us a dub, man. I don't want to put no points on it, you know what I'm saying, because then I get nervous too. But I'm just going to give them a dub, man. You know what I'm saying? That's all you need.
Because the more dubs, the better. I mean, we should not stop believing in this team, regardless as to the people taking shots. Y'all ain't real. They're losing them. No, take that and go to hell. I'm rooting for this team on every game. But there are reasons why they feel that way. But don't come at me, give me grief. But fam,
man,
good to hear you. Happy birthday to D.
Yeah, I'm definitely back, man. I'm definitely back, and you let me know when you back on, and we back in here, man. Hopefully, talk about give the season a grade, man.
I know. Oh, God, we'll be talking about that for weeks and weeks to come. Probably right up until draft night, God. All right, Phil.
But just remember this. My one-on-one last year, I said that I don't believe Robert Saleh's leaving. I still don't believe he's leaving. His last interview, yesterday, he said, I'm happy with my team and I'm ready to do it again. That's not a man that's ready to leave, man.
I heard that too.
That's not a man that's ready to leave, man.
I know. I didn't think a lot about it because I thought he was just being cool. But I did hear that. All right. I hope he doesn't. We need him. We got to finish this.
Right.
All right, fam.
Have a good night, man. Appreciate you.
Thanks, IB. Happy New Year, fam. Night.
Yeah, Happy New Year. Peace.
And Eric Salazar. Thanks, fam. Has our O-line been bad? Jimmy's been making them look good. Your thoughts? You know, as much as Jimmy had a bad ankle. That's why I'll never hate him. I don't think Jimmy wanted to play. I think Kyle gave him the green light on it. I don't think that Kyle wanted to do that because Jimmy came out there and he looked really bad on a bad ankle. You can't plant, and I don't know how bad that hurts, but if a quarterback can't plant and set, he's in trouble. Jimmy does have incredible arm strength. I've seen him throw off of one leg before and get that ball there with authority and put into a tight window. This is why I never boo that kid's talent. Jimmy Garoppolo is nobody's slouch. And he may not be winning any games this year, but that dude can play when he's healthy. Fly guy, fly guy.
Ronbo.
Fly guy, man. How you doing tonight? Happy New Year.
Happy New Year, man.
Yeah. It's going to be a better year, too, because 2020, throw that in the garbage. My God. 2020 got fired yesterday. 2021,
Yeah.
it's going to be our year. Ho!
Yeah, but
God.
I'm calling for to let you know that we have the best offensive line in NFL right now, and you ain't gonna believe me. And I'm gonna ask you some questions.
Okay.
How many times did Kyle Shanahan throw a screen pass? 0 this year. 0. That's how you neutralize the pass rush.
Well, it can be.
If you let the pass rush come straight at you, nobody can block somebody that long. Think about it, Ronbo. You always said it in your show. Kyle, do something. Don't just stand there.
You know, to alleviate pressure. Yeah, I do get bothered by that. Especially, there is no quarterback on the planet that's going to be able to pass in less than 2 seconds. I think the fastest guy in the league is 2 point something. Jimmy's 2.5. Actually, I think as well. I think Nick's quick released as well. But your quarterback's not going to be able to operate unless he gets some time. So
yeah, but listen.
What's that guy offering excuses for Jimmy? That's not an excuse. If you know anything about football, that guy's giving me grief in the chat. I'm not talking to you. But go ahead.
Football is a game of chess.
Yeah.
The faster the defensive line come at you, the easier it is for you to throw a draw. A screen pass. You let them come in and throw a screen pass and touchdown. You have to kind of what they doing. You feel me? You don't just stand there and just let them come in. Yeah. You know they're gonna come in on this side. You throw a screen pass on that side where they coming in at.
Or even a smoke.
Let them
route.
come in.
Anything. There's options. You know, this is why, Fly Guy. This is why I said it's your wide receivers. We've got young wide receivers. They've got to have time to mature. If you have a D-Hop or something like that, these guys know how to get clear and help their quarterback out. Our guys are learning some of these things. Ayuk's been good, but he's a rookie. Debo is a bad boy, but he's hurt. So, these are the things we've had to deal with all season. Whereas overemphasis has been put on the quarterback, some of it has to do with the receivers, too. Richie James is hot, cold. He'll drop the ball. He'll catch the ball. Kendrick Bourne is probably the best guy we got out there, not named Debo and Ayuk, when it comes to going in and out of routes and getting free. But you need more than that, though.
I blame Kyle. Kyle need a assistant coach because he got too much going on in his head. Like when you're in the game, sometimes you don't think about what you need to do. Yeah. Somebody else can be like Kyle. They coming at you so fast, you can easily throw a screen pass. Easily.
Well,
we threw 0 screen pass last year. 0.
Well, you need more than
that. And
that's
how you neutralize the pass rushes.
Oh, absolutely.
With a screen pass.
And Kyle's aware of that. This guy knows a lot about football. There may be other things going on, though. Some things that we're not really realizing. I don't know what they go through during the week in practice. But if Kyle doesn't trust the play, he's not going to call it. That Wildcat failed because McGlinchey failed. I think Kyle didn't see that coming. So So people always say that Kyle doesn't trust this guy or whatever guy. People don't understand. Quarterback's not the only guy Kyle's not trusting out there. I realized that last year.
It's not even about trust. You got to be smart when you calling plays. You got to be smart. Yeah. Whatever the defense is doing, you got to
counter attack it.
Wait a minute, Joe
And
Blow.
no quarterback's going to
Don't
succeed
spam
if
Joe
you're not
Blow,
calling the right plays.
especially when you're talking BS. Go ahead.
No quarterback is going to succeed if you're not calling the right plays. Like if you're getting so much pass rush on this side, you run a quarterback screen on that side.
Yeah.
That means that the next time the defense is going to think about the screen, they ain't going to come that fast on the quarterback. So now you give your offensive line time to block. But if
not only
the
that,
defense knows that you're not going to run no.
You avoid the you scare them into running a blitz, which is even better.
Yeah,
So
you run different. You kind of attack what they doing. Like you coming at me this way, you blitzing me this way. I'm gonna throw a quarterback screen behind the blitz.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of doing that. We threw 0 quarterback screen. Running back screen. You let the defense come in and you throw a screen behind them.
Yeah,
simple plays.
Yeah,
but you let the quarterback stand there and then get sacked, fumble,
I don't think they work on that.
Interception.
Yeah, they don't work on that enough.
And one thing I gotta say about Nick Mullen, he played 8 games with 2,500 yard passing. If you time that by 16 games, that's 5,000 yard passing.
True.
That's like amazing. The man got skills, so.
Nick
we
has
got
a
to
lot of
figure it out.
determination too. He really does. He's intense.
Yeah.
I got no problem with him. So yeah.
I would say we trade Jimmy G. I would say we trade him for a number 1 pick. We draft 2 quarterbacks, not 1, 2 quarterbacks.
You're not going to get it. Nobody's going to give you a number 1 pick for Jimmy. But there may be a trade involved. You do realize, Fly, I'd rather keep CJ and Nick than trade and get a quarterback that I'm gonna have to train on. And Kyle's offense takes too long to grasp, so you got to be careful with bringing in new people. They got to be able to train under somebody. So if you get rid of Jimmy, you got to actually have CJ or Nick. And Nick's got an elbow situation going. I'm not know how serious this is. I think CJ would be your starting quarterback next year if you get rid of Jimmy. Now, is that something you want to do, or because the 49ers don't need to go in? We're not going into rebuild mode, no matter how many fans want. You bring in a new quarterback, you're actually starting into rebuild, and that's not going to happen.
If Nick elbow was healthy, like he don't need surgery, he okay, I would start Nick next year. Like I would start him. You got to build around a player, because just like everybody was talking bad about Weatherspoon when he started playing bad.
Yeah.
You can't just throw a player in the garbage because he's playing bad.
But you just threw Jimmy in the garbage though, because you thought he was playing bad.
No, but Jimmy had enough. He had like two years. We've been seeing the same thing. All he do is like take the sack,
he's had one full year.
Take the sack.
One full year. Ended up in the Super Bowl. So this is something you got to think real carefully on before you get rid of that kind of a quarterback. If he didn't have a high ankle sprain,
but listen, if Jimmy was a good. I mean, he's not that bad, but
yeah, I know some people get carried away with how bad he is. But go ahead.
We would have won the Super Bowl because all we needed was 1 first down. Remember the whole fourth quarter, we couldn't get 1 first down. He had a chance to run the ball for 5 yards and he just threw it on the ground. Like, just you don't want to win the Super Bowl. Run the ball like 5 yards. Put your head down and get the 5 yards.
Yeah, I got to tell you though, Fly Guy.
We can't take it no more with Jimmy. Like Jimmy, we had enough. It's like
a lot of times, but you can't not excuse Jimmy and don't excuse and excuse Nick. They all seem to have some issues. Nick's not perfect. CJ's not perfect. Jimmy's not perfect. But you have to look at the one that has the highest ceiling. And if you think that's Nick, okay. But to say one's doing good things and the other one isn't, it's kind of hard to do right now.
Nah, I ain't gonna lie. My vision for the Niners, I just see Nick just
being a man.
Just
I know.
demolish the NFL. I can see it. Like this man is like making throws, Ronbo, like throws that no windows open, no window, no passing lane, no window, and he still make the throws.
Okay.
But when he's doing that,
yeah. I get your score because we ran out of time. You got a score for tomorrow, a prediction?
I would say if Kyle called a good game, we win by 7. If he's still with that drop back, and I'm gonna be watching the post game, Rumble going like, Kyle, do something, man. We lose by 10.
We'll see. CJ was pretty good last week. Let's see what he does this week. All right, Val.
Happy New Year. It's the play calling. It's all about the play calling.
Always.
Trust me, Ronbo. It's all about the play calling.
It also has a lot to do with execution, too.
It's execution. That's it. We got the players, but we just got to call the right plays.
And they got to
So
do
if Kyle
their
do his job, we win.
Yeah. You always be able to separate. Did Kyle call a play that they screwed up, or was it Kyle's fault? This is the thing you got to check out too. Fly Guy, Happy New Year. Let me see you game day. All right, Val.
Yeah.
Eric Salazar, thanks for having a contribution. And we got another one down here. Big Boys, clam on Big Ring. I always think of the WWE every time I read his name. Especially the Big Show. Big Show stepped over the top rope, whereas everybody else went under. Forget drafting a quarterback. Let's get the best O-lineman, build the O-line, and punch teams in the face. Let's give Jimmy more protection. 34-13 Niners. I like that, 34-13. Don't let the 49ers beat these people up. Maybe the defense just runs a show on Russie and his company. Because, Robert Sala's looking to pad his resume up. If that happens, I'm going to go nuts. Salah went out there. The offense did enough. But Salah and his defense were just they were nasty. They were mean. Ellis.
Ronbo.
Ellis. Come on in, man. We're talking Seahawks. And unfortunately, it's not a game that we're at full force. But one never knows on any given Sunday. The Seahawks have shown that they can get beat. I mean, Colt McCoy beat them. I'll never forget that. I didn't expect that. So, it ain't like they can't be beat. But share your thoughts with us, please.
Man, it's the perfect way to close out the season. We get to play our, this is our arch rival.
Mm.
So, I feel good. The concern is, of course, all of the additional losses that we will will be having this game, and of course, and then they have actual additions to their team. That guy they got from the Bengals who's been playing well, and then of course they get Jamal.
They got Jamal back.
Adams back, and so they're going to be better.
And they almost got Flash Gordon, but Flash came back and said, y'all don't know how glad I am to be here. Because I thought I was going to be able to play this year. Flash, what are you doing?
Right.
God,
he
Flash,
got right
let
to
it go, man. God.
Yeah, he got right to it. Man, it's kind of crazy. It's just we gotta if we can close out and get a win, that would be great. I really don't care too much, but it would be good to be number one and to be to be first in our division.
Yeah.
That would be nice to close out.
We would have,
like
that's
year.
right, swept the Rams and split with both the Cardinals. You know what? That would be awesome, wouldn't it? We beat them. Then we'd have the best record in the West as far as head-to-head competition.
And which is what they said is the hardest division in the NFL. So what does that say after everything? You know what I mean? So it's it's not enough, but we'll take it. And I'll take it any day. So I'm hoping we can try to claim that tomorrow. I guess we'll talk about all the other stuff. I'll save it. I had some cutting and some trading, some players I think will benefit from.
That's all we're going to do in the weeks ahead. So yeah, you can get ready for that.
So we'll say that, but yeah, fam. So I don't know, man. I think KB needs to try to have as big a game as possible. Considering he may not be with us anymore moving forward, he's going to be trying to get a bigger contract. Somebody's going to throw some money at him, and all power to him. He got to get his payday. And we're not going to be able to give that to him. That's just what it's going to boil down to. We got to be able to delegate those funds elsewhere, and so it's kind of
Because you know what I see coming? I see coming, Ellis. I see. I don't know if they can talk them into this or not, but I see a lot of one-year contracts coming because the cap's going to expand next year, right? So I'm thinking a lot of guys are going to be on retaining, on an IOU type of thing. You get a one-year contract, we'll give you this, and next year, since you was a good guy and you especially have a good season, we're going to fix this right up. Because you're not going to be able to go a lot of places and find a lot of money this year. Everybody's cash strapped. We're all under the same cap, right? This is why I'm saying it's going to be interesting to see how the juggling around the NFL goes. Because a lot of people think everybody's going to leave or everybody's going to come over or whatever. That's not going to happen.
Yeah, shit. The Seahawks are going to be needing to get rid of Russell Wilson at some point, so they can try to actually have some money to start doing something again one day. That's going to come. That day is coming. Aaron Rodgers, you know what I mean?
That's what I'm saying. Everybody's talking about Jimmy's contract. There's a lot of quarterbacks around the league getting paid a lot of money, and a lot of teams with a lot of wide receivers. You look at the Chiefs. There is the biggest joke in the world. How they going to get under the cap, Ellis? How? That contract, those big contracts they signed, that comes into effect this year. How they go do?
Yeah. I was thinking about that with Sammy Watkins and, just all those guys they got over there, man. They got some part, and they got Le'Veon Bell. What did they sign Le'Veon to? Did they sign to a multi-year or did they sign to a one-year deal? That's a lot of money for him, too. So
Tampa Bay got the traveling all-stars. How you going to do? See?
Yeah. So there's a lot of people that got problems. Yeah, you're right, fam. You're right. And so that's why I'm kind of just like, if we get a quarterback, I'm okay with it. I keep hearing about Trask. I was just watching the Notre Dame quarterback a little bit earlier. He didn't really look too hot, but there was a couple of guys that's looking good, man. So I think getting somebody that Jimmy can try to curate, and if we can get Jimmy to talk restructuring and that contract and stuff like that, I think it'll be worthy of trying to to keep him, and then obviously try to get one in the later round. You know what I mean, second or third. Because there'll be a couple of them out there, man, a couple of sleepers, you know what I mean?
Oh, yeah, always.
And
the least you expect. Who knew George Kittle was George Kittle in Iowa? I mean, wasn't even considered in top 5, top 10 for that matter. First round, period. Look at him now.
They got right, exactly. And they got another quarterback coming out of Iowa, too, that's supposed to be looking like he's all right, too. But I don't know. I'm interested in seeing what Kyle's going to do with the offense after, say, he gives it another shot with Jimmy next year. What is he going to do with his next couple of years? Is he going to bring in a quarterback and try to do something different, like with the RG3 type of thing, or is he going to stay with the pocket stuff? Is he going to try to experiment and try to do something different? If for instance, he gets a quarterback who has different capabilities.
Of course. Jimmy's
like Trey
going to
Lance.
Stay healthy, though, or he gets bounced a little earlier, because if he does bring a quarterback in and coaches him up, which is what it's going to take, the kid comes in after Jimmy's out and does well, that'll be it for Jimmy. So Jimmy G's biggest thing is to stay healthy on the field, continue to progress, because for all intents and purposes, Jimmy G is not a finished product, which a lot of people seem to think. So, because he's had one full year in that system, which is tough, and he did well. He had a lot of help, but I wonder where Kyle's going to take it next. This is the thing. It takes a minute. We're all giving guys 1 year, and they should be world beaters. That's not going to happen, no matter who you bring in. So we'll see. There's a lot to be.
Yeah, hopefully his knee wasn't too tender, and that's why he wasn't running too much, because we need to see him a little bit more active on the running and just being a little bit more quicker on his feet. I think it'll help him a lot, being able to get to a play a bit faster. And instead of being delayed and being able to get his mechanics and rotate so he can get the passes off in a timely fashion and stuff like that. Jimmy's just going to need to, do some off-season work. And so hopefully that QB coach is going to, step up his game as well, because he's got to give Jimmy his best shot. I did really well with a QB coach one of my years in high school, and that was my best season. You know what I'm saying? And it was somebody with experience who actually played and who did really well. Yeah. And so it's kind of just like, the coach does mean everything, and every individual, case or position, or just even as a whole, with the head coach. It's very important.
And mechanics, right? So it's always about the mechanics.
100%. Yeah. And that's what that QB coach is supposed to be teaching them. So hopefully he's going to help Jimmy and give him a better shot. You know what I mean? Because he does need that support.
Let him continue growing forward. All right, fam. Happy New Year,
Yes,
Ellis. We're going to go, man. I'll see you game day. Oh, Ellis, you got a score for us?
Sir.
You got a W or L, or you got a score?
I think we get out of there. I say it's going to be under 30 this game. Let's go 20, 28, 24. We'll go Niners all day.
All right. 28-24 for Ellis.
And that's how it's got to be.
All right, Phil.
And that's how it's got to be. Yes, sir. I appreciate it, fam. Thank you for the platform.
Thanks.
Thank you for the platform, brother. Yeah, Happy New Year to you, family, and all the Niner faithful out there. Happy New Year to y'all. And yes, sir. Right. After the game.
All right, Ellis. See you after the game. Have a good night.
You too, bro.
Thanks, Phil. Hey, George. That's right. A Seahawk is not a real bird. I like for that good thing you pointed out.
What's up, Ronbo?
George, come on in, man.
What up? Hey, I always put it on mute just in case. I know you guys mute it, but I always put it on mute. On my end.
Yeah. All right.
What's up, man? Happy New Year.
Hey, Happy New Year to you, George. We're sitting back here and wishing that we had our full arsenal of weapons so we could steamroll the hapless Hawks, who got away this year only because we weren't home. You know what I'm saying? The cats away, the mice played. And they're walking around pounding their chest, ain't did squat. Lost to Colt McCoy, and now they're still talking smack. You know, George, we have shame. But you look at the Hawks, the lower end of any society, they have no shame. In here in the chat, talking trash. How you gonna do? I don't understand it. But anyway.
You know what? It would be sweet having the full team, but that would really be unfair to them. You know,
it really would. This is why, George. If they win tomorrow, it's gonna be. I mean, Sunday, it's gonna be hilarious. I won't be able to stop it. I'll have to take it to a hospital.
Yeah, that's why they got to compete against our third stringers. Yeah. You know? But I wanted to start this off, Ronbo, by giving a shout out to two legends. I wanted to give a shout out to two legends. One of them being Ronbo, you know, for giving us this platform. You know, having the haters come on here. You know,
nice. So well,
you keep that Niner faithful. You know, you let everyone come in here. You know, speak their opinion, which everybody's entitled to an opinion. Some of us might agree. Some of us might disagree. So. But the second legend, I was watching the Jerry Rice podcast thing with Russell Wilson, and at the end,
I got to check that out.
You know,
what show was this? Jerry Rice and Russ Wilson in the same conversation, the same podcast?
Yeah, I guess it's like an ESPN podcast thing. I saw it on YouTube. Yeah. But I saw the highlights. I didn't see the full thing. But at the end, they asked Jerry Rice. They're like, "Hey, so for tomorrow, who's gonna win? You know, quick." And he's like, "Come on, man! He's the 49ers."
Oh, Jerry, that's how you carry that torch. And then Joseph Smiley called you delusional. But we know where Joseph Smiley lives most of the time. Up. Never mind. Go ahead, George.
Oh, so yeah, man, it's pretty sweet. I can't wait for this Sunday.
I bet they put on a game. You know, I bet it's a tough game.
One thing I wanted to say too was there's a lot of times when we see these players and everything, and we only see the things that we want to see. We don't see the rest of it.
That's a good point.
You know, I'm the one that came in and backed up McGlinchey a bit because, you know, some of the crucial plays that we did and were big gainers. You know, McGlinchey did all right or does all right. Here and there it has bad ones. But then not only do I look at McGlinchey, I look at the whole line. And I saw plenty of times where Trent Williams looked terrible, and he's a big dude.
We were just talking about that.
Like
he had
guys going around him. I've seen, you know, small cornerbacks push him back. Like the same thing with McGlinchey. So I was like, I don't know why people don't bring that up. I understand he didn't have a full year, but you're a Pro Bowler.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you should have more experience than that. So,
Mm-hmm.
you know, we're only going to see selective stuff.
Yeah, the whole line. Thomason had his days, and you already know Grasu. Kyle wouldn't even let him play no more after that Seahawks game. So you know, offensive line is rough.
Yeah. Now here's the thing that it's when you're a team, you gotta step in and back up your other players. So the reason McGlinchey also looks terrible, and so does Trent, at least what I've seen, is because they gotta make up for their guards. You know.
Yep.
So they're also concerned about that. So you know, it is what it is. So it's like everybody trying to say, oh, trade Jimmy, he can't stay on the field. Well, I'm going to tell you this: next year, if Debo gets hurt, we're going to get rid of him too. Because if you
can get rid of players every time they get hurt, right? You got to get rid of people who get hurt. Get rid of everybody then. I know.
Exactly. So yeah, but I mean, this weekend, before I forget, all I want to do is just say 24-20. You know.
Right.
And I won't say Niners because let's be real, you know, Russell Wilson's just he's a great quarterback, man.
Yeah,
as much as I hate the Seagulls, the chickens, whatever we want to call them,
he can play.
Russell Wilson is he's a great player. So I wouldn't say I will give my score, but of course I want us to win. But you know.
So you just say win or lose. But you know what? And what really bothers you about tomorrow's game is now Tyler Lockett, since K1's not playing, he will actually be involved in tomorrow's game. Normally, if K1's playing, Lockett will have nothing to do with the game. So it'll be just Russell Wilson and DK in his running game. And if their defense gets out the 49ers, see, and that's what happened at the beginning of the season, first game. Jimmy out there hobbling around, throwing weird passes that are flying 30 feet beyond their target. You know, that was a setup for disaster to begin with. So this is why I'm saying it's too bad this team was a full force and healthy. Wouldn't even be a game. Wouldn't even be a game. It'd be over. It'd be like that fight. We punched them and they hit the floor, punched the floor. That's it. You know, it would have been over within minutes. They have no chance. So we got to go through this.
But also the running backs for next year, you know, I know we're going to let go of TC and McKinnon. I would really like, if Gore comes back, I would really like for them to pick him up.
Would that be fun?
You know, he's solid, man. Like, he's still in there. I've seen some games. Yeah. So, and the way Shanahan opens up those gaps, just imagine Gore with those gaps.
Oh,
you know?
Man.
So, because I wouldn't want us to do that whole Bowman on him, where you know we just brought him on for one game just to retire him. Like, I would want Gore to have one more season, and if it's going to be one
he wouldn't
more,
have it any other way either. Frank wants to play. Yeah.
So, but that's all I wanted to say tonight, Ronbo. I know you got other callers.
Thanks for getting in here. And
oh, for sure, man.
We're gonna
Happy New Year for sure.
We'll be talking 49ers all the way till draft day and into the next season. We don't never stop it because it's all about the Niners. All right, George.
Yep.
Good night, fam.
All right, man.
Happy New Year.
You too, man.
Thanks.
You too, bro.
And forget about it. It's Niner Mike. Niner Mike. Niner Mike, you got to show up, man, because, like, you know, we're waiting for you. Mike! Okay, Mike's probably detained. He's probably staying outside his car talking to police. Eric goes 573. Hello. 573. Are you in Missouri? Hello. 573. Are we back to Niner Mike? No. Oh, hey, Nate.
Hey. How you doing, man?
Nate, I'm doing all right. I'll be better if we upset the Hawks. Nate, I'll be besides myself. You know, I couldn't see myself checking into a hospital because I broke a rib laughing. Because, you know, it's assumed that the Hawks are going to win this game by, I mean, everybody. So, if we win this game, boy. But, Nate, realistically, it's going to be a tough hill to climb. But what are you thinking?
It's possible, man. It's possible with
it's always possible.
Kerry Hyder, the way he's putting pressure on the quarterback. I like him right now. He's doing great,
We still got Robert Saleh.
And we still got Robert Saleh. We're going to use the same strategy we used against Kyler Murray. It's a good strategy. I actually have been enjoying using that same strategy on Madden Online. It actually has been working for me.
No kidding. All right.
Yes. And I pick my team all the time, so I work with my team. So what I was going to talk to you about was Jimmy Garoppolo. I heard somebody talking about him. They say in drop-back situations, he's only completing 30% in drop-back situations. Those everything else. So, I mean, what do you think about that? His ability to see vision within a drop-back situation.
Yeah, that's a bad stat, and which is another thing why Jimmy Garoppolo is just the opposite on play action. He actually, everybody calls him a statue. He actually needs to be on the run or move when he's throwing. He does way better. He didn't play many games last year, so that stat is pretty much indicative of a guy that had a bad leg. Because the year before, it was much better than that. Jimmy Garoppolo's a 70% passer normally, but he's even better in play action. That's why I wonder, Kyle, why do you insist on keeping Jimmy in the shotgun? They're going to make some changes next year in some of the things they do, I suppose. But yeah, and they're also still going to draft another quarterback, and let's see what he has to push Jimmy or take Jimmy's job. It's going to be one or the other.
Yeah, I'm looking right now at his RPO percentage is 80.9, and the play actions around the attempts are around 8.11 on first down completions and 67%. Another read, it's 0. It's like 102% when he's the second option. So he's actually making good choices within that option. It is the fact he can't do shotgun. I don't know. You're right.
Not constantly. Kyle, I've seen him do every first down coming out of the shotgun. Kyle, you could surprise people every now and then, especially when the offensive line we have is not really designed to hold like that. Just keep things moving. No, we're going shotgun. Okay. So, yeah.
I want to bring that up short and with you, but I think that we have a chance to beat Seattle in that game. I want this game, and we all do.
Yeah.
And so I think it won't be low. I don't think it will. I think that I heard Ayuk's out, man. I
know, right?
I got up. Yeah.
But Ayuk was out last week. Do you know that George Kittle? Who else besides George Kittle was making receptions last week? Because Jeffrey Wilson Jr. was going buck wild. Didn't he have 160 yards or something crazy? And what he wasn't doing, George Kittle was doing. They had a 2 or 3 man machine going last week. I tell you what, Nate, all bets are off. If Jeffrey Wilson Jr. starts running on these guys like he did against the Cardinals, this game may not be what we expect. We'll see, though.
He's durable. He's not as injury prone as the other running backs we have. There's only I'm proud of Frank Gore. You know that Frank Gore's now third on the list.
Everybody is.
I heard.
So I do.
Yeah. How healthy he is, and he wants that record, Emmitt Smith's record, man. I think we should bring him in, man. He should break it with us.
I think we should. Man, you know how that would just light up the whole 49er fan base? If they did that, oh, man, people would go buck wild. You talk about selling out every week, especially if they give Frankie the ball and let him run it enough that it's worthwhile to go see the game with him in it. Oh, my God.
That'd be cool. We should sign him, man. I think we should sign him back. I think he needs to break that record with us because we drafted him. the 49ers drafted him. They drafted him, and they took a chance on the guy. So year after year. So he's amazing.
And you know he's out playing, and that means he's lasting. And remember, we had Carlos Hyde, and Trent was anxious to make sure to hurt and give Carlos the ball. This is why I always say, be careful about that kind of thing. Carlos comes in, lasts one season. Next season, foot hurt. Remember that game? Was that the Vikings game? After that, his foot is broke, or whatever it was. 6 weeks or something like that. Now we got to go find these running backs. It's never a promise when a guy gets injured to replace him thinking that's going to work. It could be worse. Frank Gore never got hurt like that since Carlos got hurt like that. So you could have stayed with Frank. And Trent lied and said he's going to come up with a deal to keep Frank another year after Harbaugh left. No, he wouldn't. Gave him some BS deal, and Frank says, oh, man, I don't need that. And he left. God.
Yeah, I mean, he went and got a contract he deserved, and, put him on the list, and, everybody's proud. I'm very proud of him, honestly, man. He's the pride and joy a little bit. That's like the last Mohican, like a Jerry Rice for us. You realize that? Yeah. He's like the guy. That's the guy. All right, man. Well, that's it. Now you just called in for the percentages on Jimmy Garoppolo. He's not good at drop-back situations. I don't know.
I think you should wait till next year. Let's let Jimmy get healthy. I think way too many judgments are made on Jimmy's. He got hurt in what, game 2? He's not that bad. Jimmy's good at feeling pressure too. He needs to be able to play on both feet though. Otherwise, he looks like poop. So, but we'll see. Give him another shot and see what it looks like next year. All right, fam. Nate, I'll see you game day if you get a chance. All right.
Score. I got to give you a score for Seattle.
Oh, that's right. You haven't done that. Give us that score.
I'm gonna go. It's gonna be close. So it's gonna be 21-24 field goal by Robbie Goldie.
And Robbie owes us. Exactly.
Yeah.
All right.
Good evening.
Have a good night, fam. I want to warn you, trolls. I don't like you. If you spam, we will immediately drop your ass. Just to let you know. Hey, 573 Missouri. Hello.
Hello.
Who is this?
Oh, this is Nigel out of Missouri. How's it going, Ronbo?
Hi, Nigel, man. We're sitting there talking about the game coming up this weekend. One that we would love to win, but we're shorthanded. We're even shorthanded from being shorthanded. You know what I'm saying? It's like we were already bad, and now we lost a few other big names on the team. So, George is going to be out there by himself, along with CJ. It's the offensive line's got Trent Williams missing. Let's see who else is missing. We know no Dre Greenlaw, no Ayuk. It's a sad story, Nigel. Oh, it's bad. Well, what are you thinking?
Well, I mean, that's a story of this year, as we all know, of course. But what's really bothering me this year is the high ankle sprains that seems like a lot.
Every other guy.
What's up with that, man?
Oh, man, it's unbelievable. It's like it's an epidemic on high, not a congestive condition or anything like that. No, we got to have bone disease. Everybody's ankle goes out. What? Oh, man.
Yeah, and my thing is, I haven't looked up the history on, like, some of the players that we have coming in, but it feels like maybe some of the players already had some type of history with injuries before we ever drafted them, like when we signed them and stuff. So that's another thing I think that like our front office definitely needs to look into, especially with this upcoming off season with so many players going into free agency. We're going to have a lot of turnover, I feel. But that's something they need to look into. I don't feel like it's just strictly the training, as far as the trainers
staff and that stuff. Yeah, some people do draw. Yeah. They're injury prone and they're going to get hurt no matter. Debo had a hamstring issue coming when he's playing in North Carolina. Jimmy's had injuries even when he was in New England. Who else gets hurt a lot?
New England.
Yeah. K'Wan Williams is a great player, but he gets hurt. He takes out 2 or 3 games a year, too. Seems like your best players, if you're not named DeForest Buckner, always manage it. Look at Nick Bosa. The guy's history is Nick is famous for getting hurt. But when he's on the field, there's few players that are better at his position. So this is unfortunate. Some of your best players are like that.
Right. I mean, I feel like even last year we had a few injuries that, like where Dre Greenlaw came in for, at that time. I don't know.
Quan Alexander.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah. Alexander, he came in for him. And there's a few other positions that we had kind of where guys had to come in and help out.
Jimmy Ward, Plosky T, the list goes on and on. We got guys that go down like every year that have been with us.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So I don't know. I think it's just something that, our front office, when they're looking at players that, a history of injuries is something that we definitely have to look at, especially with Jimmy G getting hurt. And, that's, I'm on the chat sometimes. I'm NG49.
Oh, that's you. You're NG49. Okay. Yeah.
Nice. I mean, I've been accused of being a Jimmy G hater from time to time, but I don't hate Jimmy G.
Jimmy gets a fair amount. A lot of what's said about his Jimmy is fair. I just hate to judge a player on his getting hurt, but availability is very serious. You got to be available. So.
Right. And I've, I'm a proponent of maybe getting one of these younger players in the draft and that type of thing. But, if Jimmy comes back, I'm definitely not going to be one of these people that's going to try to root against him. I will for sure, as a 49er fan, I can't root against my team or the players that are on our team. Of course, I'll hope for his success for sure. But, just looking at some of these younger quarterbacks too, they kind of, I look at Justin Fields playing tonight against Clemson. I'm like, geez, man, this guy is like a baller, man. And you look at Jimmy G, and yes, he was good last year. He helped take us to the Super Bowl, although I don't feel like he was the main reason we went. He definitely was.
They were a well-oiled machine. They just clicked on defense, run game, even special teams was doing a good job. Well, that's what it takes to win a championship, though. You can't have too much strength in one area and not enough in another. This is why the Hawks go down every year. They're all about Russell Wilson and what can he do. And as soon as you take Russell Wilson away from them, they get their brains beat out. So that's what I'm saying. You can't be one-dimensional. It's pretty much going to have to take that. When you win because of a full team participation, though. So,
and my thing is, like with Jimmy G, if he stays with the team, in my opinion, what they need to do is really focus, whether it's through the draft or free agency, they need to focus on that offensive line because he's going to need, the time and just, the way he plays and the way we know Shanahan likes to use him. We need to bulk up that offensive. If they're going to go a different route at the quarterback position, I don't know if going after another player like some people were calling for Matt Stafford or any of these other.
He's hurt.
I don't know if that's what
he's hurt right now too.
I honestly feel like we should go in the draft after go hard in the draft after somebody good that we know is going to be that we can come in and maybe get seasoned as quickly as possible. Like I said, I don't know. I really like this Justin Fields kid. He's out there throwing the ball around, slinging it with confidence, and got smacked really hard, and still came back and played basically half of the game hurt, and still got 6-7 touchdowns and almost 400 yards receiving, 400 yards passing, and I don't know. I feel like if we're going to go in for a quarterback, like we got to go all in and get one of these good young quarterbacks coming out of the draft. And if not, then they need to help Jimmy G by getting a good offensive line. That way he can be successful, not just kind of like half-assing. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't want to see him bring back the same offensive line and we have these same types of issues. I want to see him protected That way he can have time back there or do what he needs to do to help us get back to the Super Bowl because, you know, I don't want to take a step back basically this upcoming season. I want us to either.
That's the thing. That's my feeling exactly. Let's not start moving around the wrong pieces, and that's what I'm saying. When I'm saying it's unfair to Trent, George, Mostert, and all those guys to bring in a new body at the most important position on the offensive. You gotta be careful with that stuff because, you know, then guys start asking for trades in 2022. Saying, I think you guys are going in a direction I haven't got time for. Especially a guy like Trent Williams, who's not that young anymore. He's not going to be able to wait for a rebuild or a quarterback to go out there and learn how to run the offense. So we're going to see what happens. So if you can bring the kid up to speed quickly and everybody can trust him, that'll happen. But otherwise, I don't know.
Well, see, I was looking at Pro Football Talk, and you know that
all they do is get rid of Jimmy. Oh yeah, Mike. Oh, Mike's been getting rid of Jimmy for 2 years. Even after he was in the Super Bowl, Mike was predicting that. Oh, there are guys that hate Jimmy unreasonably, and there are guys that assess him. Well, I see callers accurately, but the haters can definitely be distinguished from the people that are speaking in just terms that make sense. You know, so. But anyway,
right.
Nigel, we ran out of time. Nigel, your score on this game? Did you give me that score? No. Give me that score.
No.
Or WL is okay.
Never going to say that the Seahawks are going to win. I will never say that.
You would be both. Screw that.
I'll go with 24-17 49ers.
I like that. It's going to be hilarious if we're right on this. Woo! We beat the Seahawks with a broken down 49ers team. You guys better be. We'll see you guys next year with a full roster. Oh!
But all right, Happy New Year's. Thanks for taking my call, and we'll see about calling back.
Hey, great to meet you, too.
Talk to you.
All right, man.
Yep,
Happy New Year to you, too. Night. And we go to night of Mike. Forget about it, Mike.
Oh, what's going on, Ronbo? Forget about it.
That's what I'm talking about, Mike. Forget about 2020. We're moving on.
That's right.
2021.
That's
yes.
right, Ronbo. It feels good, you know. It feels good. I'm not even thinking about this season no more, Ronbo. Listen here. I want to leave it all in 2020. I want to leave the whole season. I want to leave the Super Bowl off. Everything. All of it stays. Forget this next game. I can give two shits about it. As far as I'm concerned, Ronbo, 2020 and the 2020 season is over.
Yes.
That's it. That's it. Point blank, period. You heard it here first from Niner Mike. You want to know what my score prediction is? Who gives a shit? That's my score prediction, Ronbo. That's my score prediction. Look, I just want to see. I want to see things start getting in motion. All right. I want to see certain guys start getting locked down, Ronbo.
Yeah.
We're gonna keep Trent. You know, whoever we're gonna re-sign, extend, and so on and so forth, Ronbo. I want to make sure that we start. You know, the full 2021 campaign. I don't care if every freaking player on the team this Sunday is a backup. A backup. They could be the backup to the backup, Ronbo.
Yeah, that's pretty much it.
Listen, that's exactly, and I don't care about nothing else. I want to see what we're gonna do. And listen, I know everyone's on. You know, Tom came out, and I know Garoppolo. You know, listen, I'm gonna tell you right now. I don't care if a lot could happen between now and then. All right, a lot could happen between now and then.
And
look,
probably will. Yeah.
Exactly. A lot could happen between now and then, Ronbo. And look, here's the thing, all right? I just want to see our team set ourselves up to be the best that we could be because we're definitely better than what the hell our record says we are this year, Ronbo.
Yes. In
we
fact,
definitely
Mike,
got a better squad.
To speak to that for a second, though, Mike, yes, as bad as this team was with guys shuttling in and out every week, having won 6 games, this is something actually we should applaud. Oh God,
no,
what a terrible.
Hey, listen, that's and you know, look, I give them credit, and you know, you got to say that. A lot of people won't talk about that, but you know, it's a perfect example of why certain teams should be ashamed of themselves, all right? Like all the teams in the NFC least should be ashamed of themselves, all right? All those they should all be ashamed of themselves because even with the starters, some of them with and without, all right, they come nowhere near the caliber of our team, all right? And if we have at least half foot of a quarterback, even with the team we got now, we would have still been more competitive. You know what I mean, Ronbo?
Yeah.
I mean, that's the reality of it. You know, if your quarterback throws the friggin' other team the ball 2 or 3 times a game, it's going to be hard to win those games, no matter
We proved that.
who you got on the field, right?
Yeah.
You know? So just that being said, but look, hey, look, I'm excited. I really am. I believe there's a lot of good draft prospects. I believe this year that the real scouting departments are going to shine, Ronbo. You know why? Because it was very, very limited this year as far as the college football season is concerned, okay? And your guys are really going to have to go back and do their homework. And that's going to be a good thing because if you got good people, all right, on your staff that could identify a George Kittle in the 5th round and could identify a Fred Warner and could do certain things like that, it's going to put you at a great advantage come this draft. I truly believe that because of how much of the lack of a normal college football season it was. So we got a real shot here. We got a good amount of picks. Maybe we could do a trade or two for a couple other pieces, because I really don't see D Ford coming back. And D Ford, hey, he might even just retire, Ronbo, from some of the things I've heard.
His
you know
body
what I mean?
can't take anymore.
So,
hey, let me say good night to Mentor Timmy. Good night, Coach. I saw your tweets. Your takes.
Yeah, good night, Timmy. Good night there, Timmy. Hey, listen. And the other thing, I'm just going to get to it like this. For all the C-scum, dirty bird, jerk-off fans out there, I'm going to be laughing my ass off when you guys
get excused
out
immediately. Yes.
In the wild card round, all right? It's going to be a great one and done. Look what you're not, and it's going to be fantastic, all right? I can't wait for that.
Clowns running around.
And, hey, listen.
Like they got championship caliber.
Exactly. And we're going to come back next year, and I got to tell you, I think it's going to be a great thing. I think we're going to be a little younger, Ronbo. I think we're going to be a little faster, all right? And I think for the first time, we're going to put a little new blood in that secondary, Ronbo. A little new blood. Maybe a very nice lockdown corner, maybe move some things around. We'll see what it looks like. But I think we're going to put some new blood on that back end. And if we do, watch out, because when the little bear comes back, hey, forget about it, Ronbo. Forget about it when the little bear comes back.
Yeah. And Shanahan's, they're talking like they're watching him as he continues to rehab. It must be coming along pretty well. They seem pretty confident. But Mike, you don't have to worry. When you got Adam Peters, Mayhew, and I don't know who else the other eagle-eye guys are out there, you're going to get some talent. I mean, I'm impressed with what they've been doing the last couple of seasons.
We need it. And whether Jimmy is the quarterback for next year or not, I still believe that we're going to be in the hunt for a real quarterback. I think they know what it is. I think Jimmy is a serviceable quarterback. Obviously, he can get things done. So did Trent Dilfer, for the 2000 Ravens, Ronbo.
I knew that. I figured somebody's going to make that comparison at some point.
I know. Well, look, there's a lot of other quarterbacks out there that were serviceable enough to get the offense to their team to the Super Bowl, okay, and not win it. Some of them won it, some of them didn't. All right, like Jimmy. That's not a knock against Jimmy. All right, that's just the truth about it. Now the days hopefully to come when we eventually get back to being the 49ers that had a quarterback that scared you as a defensive coordinator, and just as the opposing team. Period. I mean, it's not. When people say that, I want to elaborate on that real quick, Ronbo. I know you got to go to the next guy, all right? But when people say about guys that scare guys, or guys that intimidate, listen. If you watch those mic'd up videos, all right, and you see on there when the guys are talking, when you got an impressive guy on your team, all right, guys out there, they know talent. They know a badass when they see one. And when they know you got a badass over there on your team, the moment you guys start doing what you're supposed to be doing, the other team is looking like, oh, shit, here we go. Like, all right, we got to hold on. The same way they do with Tom Brady and all that, same way they did when we had Joe. And you know, if you know that a team has that threat week in and week out, it just makes you that much more dangerous. You know what I mean, Ronbo?
Absolutely.
That much more dangerous. I mean,
Yeah.
point blank, period. And you have to plan for it. You have to account for it, and you have to scheme against it. And right now, we just don't have that.
Not
Anyone
yet.
who plays
not
you know,
yet. We don't. But I got to tell you,
right.
Mike,
You're right.
I'm going to be the guy to let you know when Garoppolo finally does reach his highest potential. I'm going to say, Mike, I tried to tell you. You got to hold a little patience.
Listen, and I'll be
Every quarterback
Ronbo,
doesn't come out. Josh Allen just recently started looking good. Remember how he sucked the year before last? Sometimes it takes a minute. But we'll see.
Yeah, if that day comes, Ronbo, I'll
You'll
make
be ready.
one hell of a friggin' donation. All right, I promise. All right, I'll make a hell of a donation. And honestly, I will give credit what credit is due. When
and I believe that.
If the day comes, that the 49ers are dangerous and are led by Jimmy Garoppolo, truly.
And Mike,
and you know what I mean by that,
on the
Ronbo.
same token, if he fails, I'm going to say, Mike, you were right. Garoppolo is absolute trash, and I'm glad he's gone. How about that? So we got that going.
It might not even be, all right, I'm going to let you go, but one last thing. It might
Real
not
quick.
even be because he's trash, Ronbo. It might just be because he can't hold up, because that's got to be arguably the largest issue with Jimmy G, period. Anyway, all right, I'm going to let you go. Ronbo, listen, be safe. I'll talk to you later. All the 49er faithful out there, I hope all of you had a fantastic New Year, and you either lit one up or took a shot for old Niner Mike, all right? You all take care, and I'm going to talk to you later, Ronbo.
All right, Mike. Have a good night, fam.
All right,
Happy New Year.
You too, Ronbo.
And what Mike wanted to add, and all of you trolling SOBs that are running around here talking trash like you got it right, I hope all the fleas in the world infest your armpits for the entire year of 2021. Hey, Dion.
Ronbo, what's going on, brother?
D, man, we're sitting up here getting ready for the game. You know, like we do before the game starts. We go ahead and make some predictions. Although, Mike, I mean, D, you know what's so funny, D? This is that game where I got this empty feeling like I don't know. I had the same feeling last week, though. So maybe if I could get satisfaction, because I thought, D, I'm going to tell you the truth. I admitted this. I thought the Cardinals going to run us all up into Nevada, you know? I did. I said, oh, my God. I mean, this is like, whoa. Kyler Murray owns us with our team in full strength. What we going to do now? We beat that butt. Had Murray stretched out on the field, so nothing's impossible, D. Give me some. What are you thinking there?
As far as the Seahawks game, the big issue that I'm worried about is the fact that there's no Trent Williams, okay? Missing Brandon Ayuk, like I get it. You know, we have no Debo. So that means you're going to see a lot of KB. Kendrick Bourne is going to be the feature person.
Yeah,
and then when you have...
And then Richie and George. That's it. Crack Raft?
You're going to see a lot of you. And you'll probably see a lot of Richie, Trent, and KB. But more so Richie and KB. And the thing is you'll see Richie more because Richie's going to be that dude that's wide open because they're going to look and go, man, he dropped the ball 90% of the time, so we're not going to work.
Which might work in our favor, D. Hey, Jordan Reed is still on this team, though, right?
Yeah,
did he get hurt last week?
And he was there, but he didn't get much PT. You know, with George being back, you don't give much space. But the cool thing about Richie is he could come out and have another Green Bay type game if they do flat on him. But
because their secondary ain't that good, D. You might be right.
Yeah, because their defense still ain't that great. I know that much. They always talk about how their defense has been improving and all this other stuff.
They didn't play nobody until last week. Who did they just play last week? They finally they beat the Rams, but the Rams are clowns. I feel better already. Just that you brought that up. They didn't beat nobody during that few weeks that they was winning. Everybody defense, that's different defense now. Who'd they play? So
Yeah, they didn't play many people, man, and they played BS. teams like the Rams. We
the
own
Washington
them,
team. Washington got no offense.
And for me, at the same time, look. At the end of the day, I would like us to win because it will mess with their seeding, and I'm okay with
their mental state as well.
We have nothing to lose. Nothing to lose at all.
Hanging loose.
So why wouldn't we go out and play with reckless abandon? It's the end of the season, so if somebody comes out the game injured, it's not like it matters.
People lost for jobs. Exactly.
Yeah. So I say, if anything, this could be that game that you see CJ start hooking up with KB Moore, start hooking up with Richie, start hooking up with Jordan Reed. But the issue that we have is with no Trent Williams in the game, we're gonna have to trust Justin School at left tackle. And we all know how that worked out the last time he was playing left tackle. So
not well.
But the other thing is
I think they're gonna put Brunskill over on that side. You can't put School over there.
Well, the thing is the only way that's gonna happen is if you decide that Hronis Grasu can play, because he was limited all week. So if he can play and go in this last game without this knee injury, then we can throw Brunskill at left tackle possibly and leave School at guard. And we don't have to put Tom Brunskill's ass in the game.
But you have to start McKivitz, though, at right guard. I just don't know with that offensive line. I don't like to talk about the offensive line because it's a scary thing. Whew, man.
Mm-hmm. Well, you got to think about it. It's going to get real scary if we can't get Trent Williams back.
He ain't coming back.
Because if we don't re-sign him, I guarantee
you mean next year?
First round.
They're signing
Our
him.
first round will be a left tackle. It will be a left tackle.
They're signing
as much as Kyle sits up here in these press conferences and BS's people and tells everybody what they want to hear, he don't believe in just a damn future left tackle. We all know that. You have to tell people what they need to hear. You can't openly just shoot a guy down like
that could be a domino effect. They'd have to start to rebuild that start because you know what? You really cannot do without a left tackle.
You can't. And the thing is the line has to get solid, which is why I said what I said a few shows ago. With the line, the simplest way to do this is if you're going to keep Weston Richburg, cut his ass and re-sign him on a cheaper deal. Stop paying him all that fucking money. Yeah. We already going to have a lower next year. So we need the money. And we need the money to get to a guy named Trent Williams because he's at least worth the kind of money that we're paying Weston Richburg.
Yep.
You see what I'm saying?
Yep.
If you cut Weston, bring him back, and you give him a cheap deal, put a bunch of injury clauses into his contract, then what are you going to be on?
Sign? So he can leave. Because he knows he ain't going to be healthy. This is what he does. He was doing this in New York, actually, too. He gets some concussions that last for 3 months.
Yeah, there's so many things that we can do with our with our offenses and the guys that we have outside of trying to move people's money around or restructure that will make more sense. We'll be good. If you cut D Ford, we destroy a large chunk of the salary cap. If you cut Weston Richburg, you destroy a large chunk of the salary cap. You still have Ben Garland. Why don't you just sign Ben Garland and go ahead and keep Grasu?
Yeah.
You can pay Grasu backup money and let Ben Garland start. He knows what he's doing.
And find a rookie in the draft.
Yeah. There are ways to go about this. I just hope that we don't screw off our money, with Kyle and John, or Kyle getting his ego up there going, Weston's going to be great. Weston can't get on the goddamn field to be great. So what's the significance of us even trying to have a faith in him?
D, you know what? If I had to call it right now and put money on it, I think Weston and D both retire. Their bodies can't take NFL football anymore. They just really can't. I mean, D's having spasms and things going on. He started in his leg and went to his neck. What is that?
Yeah, look, man, D Ford, you can hope he retires, but my thing is, if he doesn't retire, cut him before we have to pay him any money. Don't keep him on that damn field, and don't keep him on the team because of his potential. No one cares about potential. You know what potential got Jalen Hurd? 2 years of nothing. That's what, you can't keep people.
Here's another story. Can he please make it through preseason, Jalen?
And then next year they're gonna look and go, yeah, man, Hurt is back, he's healthy. Next thing you know,
there he goes.
Oh,
how did it happen this time? Slipped in the shower in a bar of soap. Oh, no, not that. Anything but that. Dang.
That's how it works. But I think at the end of the day, it's going to be a hard-fought game because you got to have, and this is possibly Salah's last game with us.
Yeah.
Possibly. So the defense is going to play their heart out for him, so that's the only reason that I see we can pull off the W, because that defense is going to ball out. If the offense gets going, it's because Richie and KB went off. KB is the Seahawks killer.
And don't forget about Jeffrey Wilson Jr.
Oh, yeah, we already know. We know Big Jeff's going to be running and gunning.
We're having too much fun. We're going to run out of time again. D, give me a score on this game, or a W or L.
I'm gonna go ahead and honestly, I'm gonna go L, man. I don't think we gonna
you did that good, because you did that last week and we won. There's something good about you saying that, and we profited from it last week.
I'm gonna roll with an L. I'll say we probably get down to them at least probably about 24-21. It's gonna be a close one. It ain't gonna be a blowout.
Yeah, a lot like people think, because this offense ain't all that. And, Robert Sala is still auditioning for his job. All right. All right, D.
All right.
Happy New Year, brother. Hey, appreciate you,
Thank
fam.
you for what you do. To you, man. I want you to have a good evening. Happy New Year to you. May 2021 be fruitful to every last one of us, including you, brother.
Oh, thanks, fam. Trolls in the chat. He wasn't talking to you. D, appreciate you, fam. You know this. Love you so much.
Not you Seahawks fans, not you Cardinal fans, you Ram fans, you little Mahomes boys. I guarantee. Because you know what I want? I want them to get to the AFC Championship, and I want somebody to give them a gut punch from hell that they can't come back from. So I can just laugh at them and find that. I'm gonna find all their forms and troll them. What happened? What happened to Patrick Mahomes?
They go by aliases. We'll have to have a Scotland Yard to find them. All right, Dave.
Good night, brother.
Night, fam. There he goes. Hey, John.
Hey, Ronbo.
John, come on in, fam. It's Happy New Year. It's 2021. At least we can say goodbye to the nastiest year of all time. What's going on?
Like talking about the 49ers all the time.
And it's always bad.
It's never,
right? Last year, nothing but good and fun stuff. Now this year, we're talking about, and we're having to deal with jerks from other teams, talking like their team is all of a sudden so much better. Like we don't have a team. Oh, my God. That's okay. And by the way, Seahawks reign, we beat the Cardinals last week. Some of these trolls are really stupid. You guys are not even better than the Cardinals. We just got through beating that team. But, John, enough of the idiots. What's going on with this game coming up this weekend?
Well, for the 49ers, it's the Week 17, rival game. And, it's going to be a good one. I know there are a lot of people who are saying, that we're going to get killed by like 20 points. But I think the 49ers are going to show what they really are, and they're not going to give up. They're not going to give up this easily. And also, they want to spoil the Seahawks because the Seahawks are still playing for a first-round bye.
Absolutely.
So if we can beat them, they'll be forced to win 4 games. So that's one thing that I want the Seahawks to remember. Yes. You want that first round bye really badly? Beat us.
Yeah.
And show us how good you are. And yes, they're all talking. Oh yeah, you guys don't have your tackler, your receivers are out, all your defensive good play. No, it doesn't matter. These players are going to realize it's the last game of the year.
Yeah.
They're going to put everything on the line, And I believe that we're going to be surprised, just like last week.
Shocked.
And I'm going to call it right now. We're all going to be surprised. We're all going to be surprised. I don't know the outcome, but we're going to be like, oh man, we were all wrong. This team is good. And that's what the 49ers are going to show us.
You know, the spirit of that locker room, Kyle, they play for Kyle. They really do. So, you know, and the defense, they love Salah. It's not going to be no blowout. I don't see it.
Yep, it's true. Like, I don't care what all those experts on ESPN and NFL Network say. You know, this team, they're trying to show that, you know, they've had a tough year. Like, from week 1 all the way to week 16, the Niners have not given up no matter how bad it's got. You know, when we lost Bosa, you know, Hyder stepped up. You know, who would have thought this guy Hyder? You know, who was this guy Hyder? And then, you know,
never heard of him.
When we traded away Kwan Alexander, what is John Lynch doing? You know, our linebackers are much better without him. And even though when we did not have Sherman and our defensive backs were hurt, you had people that stepped up like Jason Verrett. You know, just imagine what this team could have been if everybody was healthy from week 1 to week 17. How good this team would have been. And everyone is saying, oh, you know, the 49ers are a one-hit wonder. You know, Jed York is going to fire everybody. We're going to start over. No, we are a good team. It's just that if, say, the Packers or, you know, the Saints or the Seahawks, if they had the same luck that we had, we would have been saying the same thing that they're saying about us. So I'm sick and tired of people saying, oh, you know, the 49ers, one-hit wonders. You know, last year was all luck because everybody was healthy. Yeah. We had injuries. Yeah. We had injuries, and we were still able to win 13 games.
Mm-hmm. So, you know, the 49ers are about to set a new standard if they can stay healthy in the NFC. But they got to stay healthy. You can't lose that many players. You can lose some, everybody does, but you can't get wiped out. There's no way to compete that way. But they still, every week, with the exception of maybe 2 games, that we got beat to death and actually lost it in the fourth quarter, I think. That one game got away. Most of those games got away because we gave away the ball too many times. But what if people protect the ball? Even those games, we would have been in, and a couple of them we would have won, though, John. It's really funny. I look at those beat downs. I say, you know, if we don't spot teams 14 to 21 points, it'd be a different story, wouldn't it? What do we have to do to take care of the ball?
Yeah, like there were a lot of games this year that would have been W's except they went L's. Especially, you know, like the game, like the Miami game, that's a game that is going to be like in my head for the whole year. And it was defensive coaching that made mistakes, putting a practice squad guy that was just elevated and was picked up 24 hours before the game, and you played him. And then of course,
we don't know nothing about him. He knows nothing about what we do, and there's a Keller Witherspoon standing on the sideline. After Keller watched us get beat up for a few minutes, Coach, I think I'm ready to play. What?
And then when you give up, a lot of points to the Cowboys, you know, that's games that you are not supposed to lose. But you just say, you know what? Let's give these teams easy victories. And next year, this team is going to be much motivated, and we're going to do a high standard. And I want to see something a little bit different. Matt LaFleur, who's, you know, the Packers head coach, he's, you know, under Shanahan, and Aaron Rodgers' first year under that offense, his numbers dropped. This year, his numbers are so insane that his passing percentage is 70%. I'm not sure if, you know,
something like that.
Aaron Rodgers is. So whoever is the quarterback next year, say Jimmy G gets one more opportunity. Just use Aaron Rodgers' second year and imagine a healthy Jimmy G, how those numbers will change, and he could be an MVP. I'm not trying to, you know, like say, you know, Jimmy G's going to be an MVP. But
it's possible. And you got 2 experienced wide receivers out there that got really talent. If Debo and Ayuk, if we could just keep them on the field for 90% of the season, preferably the last 90% of the season, Oh, nobody's going to stop the 49ers with Kittle out there along with those two guys. I don't know who else they're going to bring in, but that's what I'm talking about.
Yep. And once we fix that line, once we fix it up, and then you have the protection, the run game would be insane. Like next year's offense, a healthy offense, man, I'm not trying to say that we're going to break records.
Oh,
but
you should.
All that talent,
like
Ayuk, already like 60 catches as a rookie, and Debo and healthy Kittle. Oh man, we have a lot of weapons.
That's an insane 1-2 punch. And
Oh,
then you
man.
got the Duke. You got George out there as well. Now, I don't know if they're going to keep Jordan Reed or not, but if he stays, I think in the second year he'll be a lot better with the 49ers. And if Mostert, I like what I see in Jeffrey Wilson Jr. I got a feeling if they could just get Jeffrey Wilson to play the TC role, that's a bruising running back. And now you put Mostert in, and maybe he'll last the whole season. But don't make Mostert your guy, your bell cow, or anything resembling a bell cow. Let him cut teams up, but let Jeffrey go in there and soften them up. And they'd be an awesome 1-2 combination. Awesome. So
I know, basically, it's always good to have two solid running backs because you don't want to, give a running back 300 carries every year. You want to make sure you minimize.
You're going to wear him out.
So basically, it's always good to have two good running backs. And Mostert, I'm not saying he's going to be like a 1,000-yard rusher, but when you have Jeff Wilson and Mostert together, basically you just take off the load and you have healthy, legs. And if the Niners do make the playoffs, it's always good to have multiple running backs because that's the best thing, Everybody wants the traditional 1,000-yard, 15, 16 touchdown running backs. No, the NFL has changed. It's a passing league, but you still need a good, reliable running back that's fast, and we have them. Them. They're not Ezekiel Elliott. They're not Todd Gurley. They're not like those big names, but they're good.
But they can run that stretch zone. Mostert's got to be that's a textbook. Perfect. One step, plant your foot and go. Make a decision. You cut off either the tight end or the tackle's tail and go. No dance in the hole. Hit that hole, and Mostert's like a master at it. Oh, God. Yeah. Coast to coast. How many times did he go from the line of scrimmage last year before he got hurt? Twice within 2 games. Gone. Oh, that's brilliant. That is awesome. But anyway, we'll wait. Next year, if they can stay on the field, you got something going there. Nobody's going to beat that team. If they get hurt, then again, we'll go through this. But hopefully that doesn't happen twice. John, how about a score, though? What do you got for a score in this game?
It's a tough one.
You can say WL.
I'm going to say the W because that's what I did last week. I had a hunch, so I'm going to stick with the W. I hope we win. I know it's going to hurt us with the draft position, but victories are better than draft picks.
Yeah,
I'm sorry I said that, but it's about winning. It's not about losing for draft picks. I don't hear coaches say we play to lose for draft picks. It's always we win. We want to win.
Yeah.
So that's my prediction.
You gotta stay. You gotta stay in the moment. Losing is not conducive. It builds the wrong kind of chemistry in the locker room. Winning is a cure for everything. You're never guaranteed what you're going to get in the draft. How many times? And the 49ers are good at getting second, third, and fourth round picks. Apparently, they're one of the best, actually. So we don't need to be concerned with that.
There's a reason there's 7 rounds, not just 1.
Yep, exactly. Good one. All right, John, Happy New Year, and I'll see you game time.
Yeah, Happy New Year to you. Go 49ers. Thanks, no matter what, that's my team.
Hey, all right, fam. Have a great night. Happy New Year, John. Yeah, it's always fun to talk some football. And I tell you, fam, when D said L, last week I said W, and John, Niner Mike, Mike says, you guys forget about winning this game. Mike didn't say, there's no need to think we're going to win. So Mike's going the same direction this week. Everything's falling into place across the stars. So everything's lined up. fam, if we win this game, though, I tell you what, boy, we can. First, we'll get rid of the diarrhea that's dripping all over the chat in the name of Seahawks fans. Number one, that'd be the thing. We clean that up. And then we can go out and look for them bees. And talk, hey, our third string. Now, not only did Colt McCoy beat you guys, our third string beat you guys. Now, will you please shut the hell up? Yes, you have no choice. And you're going down in the first round of the playoffs anyway. You guys waste people's time every year. The same thing since what? 20 what? When did last? Did they win in 2013? Going on to 10 years, and they're talking about us. They've won one ring in the entire franchise history, and yet they got the unmitigated audacity to come in here talking about the 49er fans. It boggles the mind to seeing that many ass clowns congregate in one place. I love it. Happy New Year, fam. You trolls go straight to the proverbial place. Fam, I'll see you. I'll be in your face at your place on game day. Oh, I love doing that. Happy New Year, fam.